Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. As you can see, I'm in the same hotel I was in a week ago. I'll start off by saying the same as I did last week. I'm in a hotel room, guys, so I've got to try and speak a little bit quieter. I tried to get the anti-glare on my glasses like I promised last week. You see, it's glaring. I couldn't find it. I went to one of the big malls today and explained it through one of a special glasses shop. And I did it in Google Translate, and I explained in a little bit of Thai and everything. And after about 5 minutes, like, oh. And then she went to a drawer and pulled out a pair of glasses. So I gave up. So what I've done, I've dimmed it down the screen as much as I can. And I'll be reading comments. So hopefully it won't interfere too much. And hopefully the sound's coming through okay. I haven't got any sound. I can either have microphone or sound. I haven't quite got the right cables yet, but I'll work that out. But not to worry. I'm sure you can all hear me. Nobody's a great picture, Peter. No worries about the glare. I'm sure everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, there's no complaint. So I'm happy. So we'll start as we're meant to go on. Cheers, guys. Oh, midnight here, midnight. Right. Okay. Let's say hi to everyone, and then I'll tell you what I've been up to. Right. Hi to Frost. Then. Yeah, you might be right there. I didn't notice that. Me supposed to be the Ladyboy expert. It says then says that clickbait appears to be a Ladyboy. It's, well, there are people who like Ladyboy, so it doesn't matter once off, does it? Donald Trump, how you doing? Super nice. Hi, super nice. Hey, yeah, okay. Ty, Billy Boy, looking forward to it. Ono P, hi, Danish Bacon, as always. Good to see you in. Marvin Northhouse, Will Richardson. Somebody told me I was 45 minutes late with the comments. I'm going to whiz through them this week so that, I don't read them out too late. Carl Willard, how you doing? Rio Rennie, hi, Peter on the streams. Sitting in a hotel room in Gothenburg, can't stand being here. So next week I'm bound in Thailand. Yeah, it's not so bad being stuck in a hotel in Thailand. Let me just have a look. Who else? Tommy on Guy, how you doing? 9 days for me. Yeah, but you're looking forward to it. Jake McShane, hi everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing what Peter is up to in Thailand. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. We've got an hour or so, a couple of hours, whatever. Will Richardson, how you doing? Marvin Northhouse again. Simon Mays, good evening, Peter and fellow mongers. Leeds, good evening. Peter, how is it going? Have you encountered any scams yet? Scams? Not really. No, it's same as it's always been. They try and overprice everything. Actually, before I get into it, I'll just say really, really quickly, Pattaya is so much cheaper than Bangkok. I mentioned it last week, but you still have to look around because I found a couple of good bars I'll tell you about in a bit. Well, I'll tell you a couple right now is if you go to LK Metro, there's a bar called Time Bar, and it's packed all night. It's just a bar, a few ladies, nothing to write home about, but they do a Lille bottle of Lille beer, 50 baht until midnight. So you can go along there and drink all night for 50 baht. You don't get hassled for ladies' drinks. That's kind of like Billabongs on the corner. And that's quite a good deal as well in Billabong because you can it's 120 baht, but you get 2 beers. So you buy one, you get one free. So they'll give you one, finish that, and then you get the second one. So it works out 60 baht a beer, which is really cheap compared to Bangkok, really cheap. Thailand found, how you doing? Good evening, Peter Mongers. Peter, unless you have something to confess. No, nothing to confess. I'm still a married man, so my lips are sealed. Richard Woolley, hi. No name, hi, Peter and the Mongers. Cy London, hi, Peter from a very wet London. Talking of very wet London, just check this out. This was 2 hours ago off my balcony. Very, very heavy rain. But, to be fair, I've been really, really lucky now. I've now been down here. This is the start of my, is it third week or second week? I got down here on the Thursday. Yeah, 2 weeks. So, yeah, I should be back. I should go now. I should go. But I've kept this place until next Sunday. I'm going to stay another week. And the reason being, it is just fun down here. It's cheap down here. I haven't done everything I want to do. I'm here for 2 or 3 months. And I've got my retirement visa coming. I paid for it. I've got a Bangkok bank book. I'll tell you all about that later on. It's funny how it happened, really. I wasn't planning it, but I've got it now, or I'm getting it. Martin Bloodsing, good evening, Peter and everyone. How long are you in Pattaya for? Well, I'll just answer that, haven't I? And I've got to get out of here by next Sunday because it's just too much. It's like you can't live like this long term. I mean, it's great when you come for 1, 2 weeks and you go out to the bars every night and you're partying. And, the other thing is the food. I said to you last week, There's a gym at the end of Buakhao called Sun Fitness, and they charge 120 baht for a session, so you can go in there and do what you want. And I don't, you know, I'm 63 next birthday. I don't pull weights. But what I like to do, because I used to walk my dog in the UK, what I do is I go to this Sun gym about 5 o'clock, and then I'll walk real fast for half an hour on a running machine. It gets sweat going, so it gets the old blood circulating. Just makes me feel better psychologically, rather than just, you know, because you go out, you drink, you sleep late, and you get into this cycle. You know, when I'm in the UK, I get up at 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning. I go to bed by 11, 12 o'clock latest. But of course, when you're here, you go out drinking, you come home at, even if it's midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, you go to 7-Eleven, you get a big bag of Lay's crisps, which you shouldn't eat. You eat them, and then you end up going to bed, you have a little bit of whiskey, whatever, you end up sleeping at 3. Then you wake up at 11 o'clock in the morning, you think, well, I don't have to get up, I don't have to let the dog out, I don't have to do anything. And you think, I'll have a couple more minutes, and then you're out for another couple of hours. And it's just, you just get into this kind of, it's almost a treadmill that you can't get off. So I've decided now, next Sunday, I'm finished here. I've got to get out. Whatever happens, I've got to go, because if I don't get out of here, I'm going to fall into this trap of, you know, drinking late mornings and all the rest of it. So in answer to your question, probably next Sunday. No Name, how you doing? Let me just say hello to a couple of new members there. Big shout out goes out to who we got, Christian and Thai No Name. You're in there tonight, so thanks for joining up, guys. Good to have you as members. And I'll just do this. I've gone back to doing this now. As you can see, the pound has climbed quite a bit now. When I got here, it was 38 baht to the pound. This morning, it was 43 and a few satang. It's kind of slightly dropped the satang. It's down to 43 now, but that's not bad. 43 baht to the pound is pretty good. Hopefully, it will stay like that for when you guys get out of here. Corporate McMahon, hoi, oi, oi, you lot, salute the Pete and the Mongoose. Yeah, Simon Mayers, to the Paradise City on a night train. Hi, Charles Saunders again, Simon Mayers. Who else haven't we said hello to? Mike Kelso, evening, Peter. I don't know about Lord Monga. Butterflies and Kisses of Arizona. Good morning, USA. Good morning, Philippines. Good evening, Thailand. And hello, world. Yeah, hi. Terry Delve, hello, Peter. Really enjoying all the rain here in Pattaya. Sarcasm, yeah. It's not that bad, actually. When I arrived, the first day I arrived, I came out the hotel at 4 in the afternoon. I thought, right, let's check it out. You know, first day in Pattaya, and it pissed it down with rain. And it didn't rain since. And today, was it today or yesterday? No, yesterday I went out and did a little stuff in the morning. I got back about 1, and I had some editing to do for some videos. So I thought I won't go out until dinner time, and the skies opened up. So I was really lucky there. And again tonight, I came home, I had a roast actually tonight in Cheap Charlie's, which was real good. Come home and I thought, right, I won't drink, I won't do anything until I get, until I've done the stream. Now on my first Leo. And the skies opened up, so I was very lucky. Bernie, how you doing? Looking forward to a great stream. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, Damien, evening, Mr. Peter. Great stream. Nice new fire you got there, Damien. Very nice. Okay, I'll put that up there. So, corporate Peter, I hope you speak with no expats or tourists. They are beasts and riffraff. They stay classy. We are here for. I don't know about that. I'm the biggest beast out of all of them. No, I've met a few guys here. They're all very nice guys. The ones I've met. I've done a few. I'll tell you what has been nice. I do this kind of consultation, where I'll sit down with somebody for half an hour, 2 hours, or they can come online and do it like this on a computer. It's much nicer doing it face to face. Well, I've done 3 over the last couple of days. There was 3 younger guys. One of them was called Richard. I forget the name of the other 2 if they watch this. There was another guy I met up with, and what was his name? Can't remember, but I met a German guy today for about 2 hours, a guy called Helmut, funny enough. And he thought it was great because he's made his money now. He's retiring. He's coming out here. He's been out here a few times, and he just want a lot of tips on where to live, what not to do, what to do. And at the end of it, when I filled him in on the visas and how to get your money across and everything, he was very happy with it. So, and it's kept me busy. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. And I've had guys come up and say hello. Nobody said anything nasty. So yeah, good stuff. David Barnett, hi Peter, we'll email you my line address, please add as I will be in Pattaya. Okay, so that's the other thing. I've had a lot of guys who say, look, I'll meet you, I'll take you for a beer, whatever. But it's just time, because I'm out filming and I'm also trying to do my own thing. And I have to spend a lot of time editing, and I go out and I do these consultations, and people just want to meet up for a beer. And it's not that I'm being kind of like, I met one guy called Sean. I just bumped into him. Sean, if you watch this, great to meet you, mate. Great to meet you. Just bumped into him, but it's always like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, and we never get round to it. I'm sure some people think I'm stuck up, and it's not that. It's just time's the killer, you know. Today has been hectic. I went over to Jump Team. I went on the seafront today. I thought I'll sit in a deck chair this afternoon, really relaxing. And it was just full packed. So I thought, well, I've got a motorbike. I'll go over to Jump Team. You can always loads of space over there. Went over there. The cars on the side of the beach road were parked 2 by 2. Thai public holidays just absolutely rammed down there. Really busy. Hopefully it's over tomorrow. Kevin Sutherland, good morning, Peter. Kevin from Australia. Question 8 o'clock in the morning here, but that's okay. I hope everyone is keeping well. Yeah. Terry Delve, I'm nursing a hangover. Ask Blaster Live, Peter, love you, bro. Hope you're enjoying the land of smiles. Cheers for that. Thanks. Don't forget to hit the like buttons, guys. If you're in here, give me a bit of support. It all helps on the YouTube algorithm. Motel, hi Pete, UK Midlands as fellow mongers. Yeah. Corporate again, Paradise Sky. Indeed, I look also because we are in the male hating West. My friend with no son. We need to go to Thailand like Peter. Yeah, get yourselves over here. Red Farang, are you still in the Philippines? Okay, talk to someone else. Nomia Inspector, good evening. How are you doing? Carlo Turco, is it? I'm in, how do you pronounce that? Quezon City, Philippines. All right, probably pronounced it wrong. JB, good evening from a stormy Buckinghamshire. Yeah, I think the weather's not great in the UK at the moment, is it? Right, it's really weird. It's really weird sort of sitting here doing a stream from a hotel room in Pattaya, because, you know, I've done it for so long from my little room at the end of the garden with the daisies outside. I've got no sound, you know. I'm a bit of a dinosaur. I've got to try and work this out. Go back to Bangkok and get the right cables, because I can either plug in the mic, and that's fine, or I can plug in the headphones, but I can't plug in both. And I've used splitters. I've done it on a USB jack. I just haven't figured it out yet, but I will. Kevin Sutherland, good morning, Peter and fellows, and Kevin here from a stayer. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I hope everyone is keeping well. I hope you're enjoying Thailand. Yeah, okay. Paul Hoskins says, have you bought any ladies' drinks? Have you bought any ladies' drinks to the girls to play pool? I actually bought a load of ladies' drinks the other night. I'll tell you what it was. I went to the Billabong bar and I sat down, and there were 2 girls, and they were sort of middle-aged girls, and there was nothing like. They just started talking to me, and they were good fun, actually. And I was there by myself waiting for Andrew Hammond to turn up. He didn't turn up because he got pissed, and I don't know what happened to him. But anyway, I was there with these 2 girls talking, and, you know, they're sitting there talking to you, you're having a laugh, and you think, you know, forgot, you know, you're taking up their time. They're there to make a bit of money, you know. And I thought, oh, sod it, I'll buy them both a drink, 145 baht each, right? You know, big spender, Peter. And I bought them a couple of drinks, and we're having such fun talking and laughing and joking around. And, you know, I bought them another 2, then another 2, then another 2. I ended up spending 1,600 baht. But, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, I had a good time. It was better than sitting by myself. And, you know, they made a bit of money. So fair play to them. Just say thank you for the first super chat of the night. That comes from Troy James. Hey, Peter, coming from New York. Here is a lady drink for the next outing. Cheers. Okay, thank you, Troy. I'll probably drink that myself. If there's anything you want to know about, I mean, a lot of you are coming out here anyway, or you've been out here, but if you've got any questions about what's going on, let me know, and I will address them. Okay, J.E.'s good on you, Peter. I come to Thailand to feel better, healthy. To be honest, the food in the States is not good for much better food and value, and of course, sunshine. Well, I'll tell you what it is, Jay. The problem is that here the food is so good, and not only the Thai food, the Farang food, you know, the foreigner food, that I'll give you an example, right? When I'm in the UK, I don't normally breakfast. I just never, because I don't drink in the day, but I drink at night, and I normally don't feel like breakfast. Now, if I do have breakfast, I'm quite partial to some toast. Just toast and marge, that's it. So that's what I'll have for breakfast. Occasionally, I like a couple of boiled eggs. That'll be my breakfast, nothing more than that. And then, you know, but I've been having like full English fried breakfast, like 6 days out of 7 here, because, you know, they're everywhere. If I walk 100 yards that way, there's a real good cafe that does English roast. If I go to Cheap Charlie's that way, there's a roast for 100. I think it's 159 baht. Brilliant. So what tends to happen? You tend to get up and you think, oh, I'll go and eat now, and you have a full English breakfast: 2 eggs, sausages, bacon, beans, the whole works. Well, I would never do that in the UK, you know. And then when you go to eat, you know, I had a Madras curry and rice and all the rest of it down at Central Festival. Today I had spaghetti bolognese, tomato soup, and, oh, you know, I'm just eating like a pig. But, you know, what can you do? But I'm trying to make the effort. That's why I need to get out of it. I really need to get out of Pattaya. Right, who wants a shout out there? To the Paradise City on a night train. The Proud has done much better Now the Lizzie is gone. Very cryptic, that one. Somebody wanted to shout. Here we go. Right. And you might notice, guys, if you just come into the stream, welcome. But I am making an effort to kind of speak quiet because it's midnight and there might be somebody behind that wall. You know, I haven't heard any takeaways come back yet, and I can't hear any music, so it's quieting down a bit. Alexander Wise, good morning, Thailand, with a shout out to Adrian Cornior, is it? I probably pronounced that wrong. Mark Handley, thunder, lightning, and pissing down in London. Right, thanks. You should have been a weatherman, Mark. Pissing down in London. At least we know. Right. Martin Blunston, why do you miss that most, Peter, your wife or Benji? Of course, Benji, of course. No, I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you in a minute. Hang on, let me just say thank you to this guy, Mark. Thank you for the fun, Peter. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Right. I've got to the stage now. I am starting to miss my family now, although my daughters are, blood's thicker than water, isn't it? And whatever the issues have been over the years with family, my daughters will always be close to me, and they've been messaging me and what have you. And, even my eldest daughter, who I never get on with, we always have shouting matches. She's been sending me pictures of her walking the dog and stuff. And, who's that, Damon? Yeah, hi, Franco, if you're watching us. I spoke to Franco in his truck tonight. He's in bed, half naked. Not a lovely sight, but I did speak to him. And Damon moderating as well. So basically what it is, because I'm into my third week now. I'm going to force myself to be out here to at least January. Hopefully my house sale, as far as I know, is still going through. So I should be out here full time in January. But I am starting to get a little bit, not lonely, but I'm starting to miss them all, but it's not through choice. It's not like I said, well, I'm going to leave them and go on holiday forever, or, I don't want them. My wife's made it clear she doesn't want to be with me, so I haven't got any choice. I just got to make the most of it. But as I'm here and the partying's died down now, it's giving me time to kind of think, when you've lived in a house with somebody for sort of 30 odd years, it's kind of difficult when you're on your own every day. I mean, I'm not on my own. People speak to me. I've got friends and stuff, but it's a little bit emotional. And like I said, months and months ago, when I go through the real journey, when I come here alone and I've been here for a couple of months and I've got an apartment, I'm sure I'm going to have real strong feelings, and I'll share them with you guys, not for entertainment purposes really, but more for, like I always say to you, the guys who are thinking of sort of coming out here, they're maybe married, they're not sure if it's, they want to walk away from that marriage, you want to know what you're going through emotionally. I'll share it with you, not because I want you to get a box of tissues out of the violin or anything like that, but it's good to share, isn't it? That's what live streams are about. Okay, let's try and catch up on some of these later ones. Dutch Farang, where is Gemini Star? Roma let me put it up. There we go. Roma how do you say that? Rapport? Okay, anyway, good evening. Rob, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you. And good evening, Peter, doing my books listening. That's the old tax books, is that? Yeah, I'm a bit lazy there, Rob. I'll get my accountant to do it. The Asian J Walker, almost Thailand. Yeah, good. I don't know what it is. There's something, I can't put my finger on it. There's something missing, I mean, it's busy. Soy, the beach area, right? It's different now. All them soys like 6, 7, 8, 9, Soy Post Office, Walking Street. I went to see Phil in La Pub. I had a little chat with him. Business is picking up around there, but it's a lot of tourists. We're all tourists, but you know what I mean by tourists. I mean groups, cultures that hang around and they just walk up and down the beach, and it just doesn't feel the same. I mean, over this side of Second Road, it does feel like party town. I mean, there's so many venues, so much food, bars. The go-go bars are great, I mean, you can go in most go-go bars, you can get a draft beer for 59 baht in a go-go bar, right? So it's really good over here, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I'm growing out of it, or there just seems to be I can't put my finger on it, but there seems to be something missing here in Pattaya. I know what it is in Bangkok. It was the prices. It just wasn't the same for me because I had to watch my spending big time. But down here, there's something different, and I don't know what it is, and it kind of doesn't feel right, That's not to say if you come out here you won't have a good time. You'll definitely have a good time. When I was here in December, all the girls had gone back to East, and they're all back now. All the go-go bars are open, all the bars are open. You'll definitely have a good time. But I don't know, maybe I'm probably growing out of it. That's what it is. Pete, what are the best bars to go in Bangkok where you don't get hassled for drinks all the time? Well, you're always going to get hassled in go-go bars because that's what they're there for. That's how they make their money, isn't it? So if they don't hassle you, they'll get told off by the mama Sams because they get coach, they'll say, you know, when you go into a goga bar, especially, we'll talk about goga bars. If you go, and again, sorry about the glare, but I can't do anything. Let's just see if we can turn this down a bit, the brightness. Yeah, I can just about manage that. Right, well, maybe a bit too dark. We'll have to, you have to deal with that. So, you know, the thing is, before the gogo bar opens, you know, and all the girls are there, the mama San's talking to them and she's saying things, right? If you see a guy sitting on his own, go over to him, ask him if you can sit down next to him, ask him for a drink. You know, if he doesn't want one, go to the next guy, you know, and if he doesn't like you, he might like somebody else. So you're always going to get hassled up to a point. But, you know, like I keep saying to you every week, if somebody comes up and says, can I have a drink or can I sit with you? The one sentence that works, she doesn't lose face, it's not embarrassing, and they understand is maybe later, just looking first. They smile, they walk away, they get it. That's the best thing to say. That's what I say. Right, okay. Let me go down to some of these later ones. Martin Blunston, have been to Kink, but yeah, I went to Kink a couple of times actually. That's a wild place, and I'll tell you about that. Have been to Kink, and what are the hotel prices in Pattaya compared to Bangkok? At the moment, they're quite pricey. I'll talk about the Kink first. Yeah, a lot of people said to me, Peter, when you're in, because don't forget, none of this was here when I used to live here in Pattaya, you know, and when I used to hang out down here, it was in the late 90s. Late 90s. This was just fields of buffalo. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, it really was. And just sort of like, you know, Thai crappy houses, really, you know, like low key ones. And now it's new to me. But so somebody said to me, you want to go to Kink, check it out. Wow. I went to Kink a couple of times. What can I say? I mean, it's like, it's just filth on a stick. I mean, it's like, you go up there and it's, you know, your eyes will be like bobbing out here. I don't really want to say too much here, but yeah, it's a wild place. And the hotel prices, they've gone up. I was in the Flipper Lodge on Soi 7. I was paying 800 baht a night for that. That was great. And a guy who came down, who was staying in the Landmark, he just wanted me to recommend a cheap hotel. And I said, well, why don't you stay in the Flipper Lodge on Soi 7? It's not bad, it's clean, it's budget. And he was quoted 1,200 baht. So he took it. But yeah, rooms are still cheap here. I mean, they've got a lot of empty hotels, especially I went to Jomtien, I said to you today, and I went down some of the side stories, and there are big hotels that I've got signs outside 500 baht, 650. So there are deals. But what I keep saying to you is, if you want to come here on a kind of a budget, you know, when you look on Agoda and Booking.com and Airbnb and all these sort of places, that's not really where the deals are. You've got to be here and walk the sois, you know, go to Jomtien, walk down a couple of those quite, you know, when you get onto the beach road, there's a few sois, well, sois all the way, but the nearest ones, you know, you've got Lek Hotel, you've got this hotel, that hotel, and there's a few bars down there, a few massage parlors, plenty of places to eat. But you walk into those places and say, I want a room for a week, they'll give you 500 baht, you know. I mean, where I'm staying now, I'll do a review on this hotel this week. I've got a couple of videos lined up to release. I've got a good one going out tomorrow, I'll tell you about. But this hotel, it's had its day, to be honest with you. It's a typical kind of Thai hotel. I would imagine 30 years ago, it was a real nice hotel, real nice. It's kind of typical Thai. It's dark wood. The room's dark. You can see behind me, there's a bed. Look, it's comfortable, but let me just take this off. I mean, it's comfortable, it's cleanish. There's a big balcony that looks over Soi Buakhao. It's got a nice swimming pool. But, you know, over here as well, you know, hotels are cheap, but you've got to walk around and look for them. You know, if you try and book it, people say, oh, you should book on Airbnb, you should book on book. And Andrew Hammond, he lives at the end of Soi Buakhao on the second floor, no elevator. He's got a room there. He's paying $450 a night. Lovely room, $450 a night. Okay, let's move on. Martin Ryder says, your interview with Mr. Egg's Topless Man Milk Bar was very interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize when I did that one, the air conditioning was kind of quite loud. When we were sat there doing the interview, it wasn't. Okay. Well, Welsh 32, I don't want to go to Pattaya now. Anyone want my flight ticket? Jay East again, he says, Peter, as they say, it's definitely different in a good way when we're living there than when on holiday, right? Yeah, and the other thing is, where I'm lucky is because I remember it in December. You know, it was kind of, one thing I spoke to Mr. Ed about, you know, the pub. In December, there was virtually nobody here. And because the bars closed at 9, we all got up at 7 o'clock in the morning. And of course, you go down to the beach road, and you walked along the beach road, very cool that time of the day. and there's no people about. Everything's closed. There's hardly anybody about, and it's kind of nice in a different way, different experience. Nino, I think post-COVID, Thailand will be definitely different, and for those who have known it before, it will take some time to get used to. Yeah, it is kind of difficult. It is getting back to normal. One thing with the Thais, they're still very much into the masks. We don't have to wear them, but what you will notice, you go up to a hotel reception or into a pharmacy or anything, the Thais are wearing the mask quite loosely. As soon as you approach them, the mask goes up, it gets tightened. Because what it is with their family, it's not that they're scared of catching it. They're scared of passing it on to elders, because with the Thais, their parents and what have you all live, and they're frail, a lot of them, so they don't want to catch COVID and take it home to their families. Corporate again. Peter, what was the best day you encountered in the 3 weeks and why? I think, to be honest with you, the best day was probably the first day I arrived. It always is, isn't it? The best day in Thailand is the day you arrive. You get off the plane, you think, I'm here. It's all, here again, because it's just the sun, the sand, the food, the drink, everything. Of course, the worst day is the day you're in that taxi going back to the airport, isn't it? That's the worst day. But yeah. Right, I won't read that out. You can read that on screen, and I'll just say yes. Okay? Because I got flack last week. The problem is I wasn't being racist, but somebody said, I was trying to describe what kind of people are here. And I said there was a lot of these people in coach loads and tours, a lot of people on tour. And some guy, he just come on here and left a load of comments on the live stream afterwards. Oh, Peter's a racist. And, don't they have a right to go on holiday as well and all this? And you guys are not racist. So I just got to be really careful. I tell you what, I got some real flack on those motorcycle rides. Do you remember when I did that motorcycle ride and I speeded it up? A lot of people didn't realize I sped it up, and they were like, oh, you're a maniac. It's going to be Thailand bound in hospital, if not dead. And I got so much shit off people because what it is, it looked like I was driving really dangerous because I was weaving in and out the cars. But you know what it's like here, right? When you're going down the beach road on a moped, that's what a scooter, right? When I was doing the weaving, if you look at the speedometer, I was literally doing, like, when I was kind of going I was behind a pickup and I'd go out and in between and back out. I was literally doing like 5 miles an hour because that's how you drive here. You go down the beach road, you see a gap. You're not going to sit behind a pickup truck for the whole beach road, right? So what you do, like the Thais do, you pull out, you go between the pickup truck, and then you're in the middle again. Then you go over there. But because I sped it up, it looked like I was like this, and people give me so much shit about it. You shouldn't be on a motorbike, and I had to, watch my eyes, hands over my eyes, and it really wasn't dangerous. It was because I speeded it up, Okay, non-line inspector again says, it's been closed down for 2 years and still waiting for the tourists to come back. There's a lot of tourists here now. One thing people ask me while I'm here, they say, what is it like? Because they get different opinions. Some people say, oh, it's dead, it's not like before, or it's 20% of the tourists, or, all this sort of thing. It's pretty busy, to be honest with you. It's quite busy. I'm not going to say somebody else is wrong. I'm only giving you my personal opinion. But, you walk down Buakhao, Tree Town, Elko, Metro. I mean, okay, it was a weekend. It's a bit quieter in the week, but it's busy. Sometimes some of the go-go bars I went into, I couldn't get a seat. Some of the bars I went into, you struggled to sit down. Some of the restaurants, Cheap Charlie's, couldn't get a table. So it's certainly not dead. All right. Right, Martin Rodriguez says, budget flights from India using budget airlines like Vietjet Airlines, $200 return. They were hanging around Soy 11, Sukhumvit, none of them spending any money. Okay. Well, a lot of them, their company will pay for a trip once a year, and they like to come to Thailand, hot weather and all the rest of it. Right, Terry says, it was packed on Soy 6. I didn't know you were here, Terry. We should have a beer together, really. I'm here for another week. I'm not really a fan of Soy 6 because I know it's a wild place, but the problem is it's just, I'm just getting to the age now where it's like, leave me alone. I just want to have a drink, Somebody said to me the other day, they said, Peter, now you're nearly single, what you should be doing, you should try to chat up a girl because you haven't chatted anything up for about 30 years. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll film you. Go and try and chat up a girl because I don't know how to chat up a girl anymore. And he says, look, there's a girl over there, and we're in this little sort of Thai restaurant. And he said, well, I'll film it. And there was this girl there. So I thought, I'll go up and chat her up, right? I wasn't going to take her out or anything. I thought I'll just go and say hello and play with her hair a little bit, see if I got any reaction. But I wasn't very lucky. Just look at this, what my friend filmed. That's funny, isn't it? Somebody sent that to me. Who sent me that? I could just say thank you to him. I think it was a guy called Chris. Yeah, Chris Wagner. He asked me to use. That was quite funny, wasn't it? Right. Obviously, that wasn't me. Ken Christopherson, is it? Peter, I remember my first time on Phuket Patong, Dreamworld 10 years after I was 45 and had to get out of there. Too old, went to Hua Hin. Yeah. It's still fun, you know, like when you get here and you go into a goga bar or you're in these sort of bars, but I'm at the stage now, I don't mind having a night in the hotel. Like I've got Netflix obviously on here, and I always bring a data cable. I've got it unplugged there, one of these, look, hang on. You see, and that goes in the side of my laptop. So I can, instead of just sitting watching Netflix on my laptop, I put it on through the hotel TV, so I can watch a movie on Netflix and sit back on the bed and watch it on the TV. It's great. But I don't know what the point of telling you that was. Right. Okay, where are we? Let's have a look. Bones and Stitches, how you doing? Oh no, Bonus and Stitch, I think it is. The Wutong Life, Peter, it is deceiving on Soi Buakhao. It's 50% to 60% expats. So it's not all tourists. Walking Street is not busy compared to pre-COVID. Yeah, you know, to be honest, I haven't really spent a lot of time down on the beach roadside because for me, it's just not the same. I just find it quiet. I don't know where you get your numbers from, the Wutong Live here, Peter. It's Soi Buakhao, it's 50% to 60%. Well, is that bad? I mean, that's a lot. I'll tell you what I have noticed. It's not a sausage factory, right? It's not a saturation of guys here and no girls. There's a lot of girls here, a lot. In fact, I would say there's more girls here than guys here now, if you're single, of course. Right. Wayne Philby, is it? Good evening, Peter. Been back from Pattaya 2 weeks now. Visited the Sanctuary of Truths, was an amazing place, and Three Mermaids restaurant was really nice. Do you know that's somewhere in over 30 years of visiting here? That's somewhere I've never been to, is the Sanctuary of Truth. But for some reason, I always like to I always went on a small motorbike. I always like to go up to the Pattaya sign, you know, the viewpoint. I like the drive up there, and then you walk there, and there's a sign behind you, lovely view. Oh, I like going up there. I always go up there. Big C. I took it easy this time and really enjoyed my time in Pattaya. Yeah, I am enjoying it, but the thing is, it's like getting too much now, going out drinking every night. And the problem is, when you're in a hotel room, you don't want to just sit in a hotel room. What's the point in being here? So I've noticed when I go out, I tend to enjoy the bars a lot more now. Like when I was out the other night with Andrew, he said, we'll do some goga bars. I said, no, I'm just going to stay here. It was nice. You know, we're having a few drinks. I got talking to some viewers. And I was chilled and it was nice, you know. Is that Gentleman's Pattaya? Hey, you're up late. Moving to Jompton week to away from temptation. The data cabbie is it's HDMI. I know what it is. Yeah, just forgot what it's called. I use it all the time on my laptop. Yeah, the reason I actually bought the data cable originally was because when I bought this laptop, which is a real nice laptop, a Dell, the screen was knackered on it, a brand new £1,200 laptop, and the screen was knackered. And I went away, this was in December when I came away, and I had to rush around and find a data cable, HDMI cable. So when I used the laptop, I had to put it through the TV. It was awful. But, you know, Dell were really good. When I got back to the UK, I told them, I mean, there's a lot of emails and they're calling from the Philippines and how are you today, sir? And never mind how I am, just fix my laptop sort of thing. But they come and picked it up, UPS, they took it away and they gave me a report and they actually, they put a new screen on it. It's been brilliant since then. Right, Black Bolt, thank you, mate, for that $5. Have you been to any gentlemen's clubs? No, I haven't yet because why haven't I been to a gentlemen's club? I just haven't got around to it yet. I will go to one or two though. Dick's enormous. Pump it. What's that? Pumping it through, is it? Yeah, okay. Somebody said, I was speaking, who was it? I won't mention the stream, but there was a stream out the other day, a couple of streams actually, and there were people in there who watch me and watch him and watch them, whoever it was. And they said, it's really weird because Peter's gone to Thailand. He's been really quiet. We haven't seen much of him. Well, I've done a stream on a Sunday twice now, and I've put out 9 videos since I've been there. I've only been here sort of 2.5 weeks, well, not even 15 days, and I've put out 9 videos. I've got, is it tomorrow? I'm going to put out a video tomorrow because I found a really, really good visa lady. Let me tell you about what's happening with my visa. So I'm out here till January. I said to the wife, you know, do you want me back for Christmas? She's like, it's up to you. And I said, well, yeah, I know it's up to me. It's my house, but do you want me back? She said, up to you. And I thought, she don't want me back. So my plan was come out on the 45 days. I got the 45 days, which lasts me till the 19th of November. And then I went to see this visa lady, which I've made a video about. I'm going to upload tomorrow. And she said, well, you can get another 30 days for, how much did she say? 4,000 baht. You can do it yourself, but it just takes a hassle out. You go there, give your passport, 4,000 baht, it comes back stamped, and that's the end of it, right? And I said, but that'll take me through till I said, that'll take me through to mid-December. I'll need another one to take me through to January. She said, well, the only way you can do it is you'll have to get picked up at 5 o'clock in a minibus from here, go to Cambodia, get back about 4 o'clock, and that's 5,500. I was like, really? So I thought, so she said to me, she said, well, why don't you just do a retirement visa now? It's 33,000. I'll get you a bank book, everything. And I thought, do you know what? Why not? I'm going to go on a work permit when I come out here. But I thought, instead of spending like 4,000 on a visa, then 5,000 on Cambodia, run that now, it's all finished. I have to come back and start again 30 days. So I said to her, what's the deal then? She said, right, well, I'll get you non-immigrant O, she said, and then I'll get you the retirement visa. And the good thing about this lady, she used to work in the immigration center in Jomtien, okay? So she's not somebody who just started some business doing visas. She actually worked for immigration. So her friends are still in immigration. And she said to me, because it takes 4 weeks to get your passport back. And I said, well, I don't know if I want to hang around that long. And she says, oh, you put me on YouTube. She says, my friend works there. I'll call up 2 weeks, you get it back. And I'm like, wow. So the deal is, and I was so impressed with that. When you watch the video tomorrow, I can't go into details about money and stuff, and you'll see her laugh when I try to ask her. But basically what the deal is, if you want a Thai driving license for a car, it's 5,000 baht. So all you do is get an international license from your own country. Go and see this lady called Lana. Give her your international license of 5,000 baht, and you have to go down to what they call their DVLA. You get 2 pictures taken, and you'll get your license. That's it. There's no test. There's nothing else, right? Motorbike license, like you've got to be stamped to ride a motorbike. But if you're in your own country and you can ride a motorbike, same thing. Get yourself an international license, and then take it to her. 3,500 baht. You go down to DVLA. They take a photograph, and you get a proper Thai driving license. Great for ID here as well. So the deal with the retirement visa, what she's done, so 33,000 baht. Now you need a bank account and a non-immigrant. Oh, she sorts all that out. And I was so impressed because she said, come here tomorrow at 10. I went there yesterday. Her courier took me to the bank, full, lots of people with numbers, straight in. The guy came out of the glass, took me with the courier to an office, give me a pile of papers. I signed about 20 papers. I don't know what I signed. I could be signing anything, right? I got an ATM card and a Bangkok bank paying in book with my name and everything in there. And they give me 10,000 baht worth of insurance. I know it's only a small amount, but they give you it when you open an account, right? So I got, within half an hour, I had that bank account, right? On his bike, whizzed over to immigration, again, packed, full of people with numbers waiting to be seen. As soon as they recognized the courier, again, the guy called me up to the glass. I stood there, got his mobile phone out, 2 pictures, gone, 45 seconds, right? So I'm gonna have a retirement visa. Now, when you do it the second year, it's only about 12,000, but with the non-immigrant, it's about 22 in total. So watch that video tomorrow. If you're one of those guys who's coming out here and you need a driving license, or you want to do an extension on your visa, or you need, she can do marriage visas as well. So if you come out here and you meet a Thai girl, and you, not a marriage visa, sorry, if you come out here, for instance, on holiday, and you meet a Thai girl, and you think, well, I want to stay out here with her, she can get you the visa so that you can stay legally with the Thai girl, okay? So I'm going to release that tomorrow, but there's some of the details aren't in there. You would have to go and see it, but that's generally the gist of it, okay? Okay, John says, I don't know what you're talking about, John. You're talking about visas. Quoted 30,015, yet 2 years. Yeah, it's about the same. It's about the same. But the reason I'm using this lady is because she worked for immigration. And the thing is, 33,000. I've got the Bangkok bank book now. It's in the safe downstairs. I should have left it here to show you. Yeah, Jay Frost says, sweet Peter. Yeah. Right, only in Thailand. Peter, I'm staying for 3 months and got 60-day visa exempt, which took 3 days, and then I will get a 30-day extension from my Thai consulate in Bangkok. Well, that's, again, that's short term, isn't it? So basically what you can do is, if you're in the UK, for instance, you can fill in a form on the Thai embassy's website. You don't have to send your passport. They'll send you a print off sticker that you put in your book. You get 60 days. When you're here, you can renew for 30 days. There's 90 days straight off the bat. But not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to write to the Thai embassy. And, people just want to get here, get a stamp, and then think, I want another 30 days, and do it like that. The information's there. You do it how you want to do it. But that's how I've decided to do it. Black Bolt, hey Peter, is it okay to give out this information? Yeah, because she's not doing anything illegal. She's an agent. She's not, I haven't talked about money or anything like that. What you're paying her for is her service. It's not illegal to get a exchange your driving license. It's not illegal to get a visa. I can go down to immigration and sit there all day and get an extension for 1,900. Another YouTuber done it while he was here and he said it was hell on earth, right? So it is okay because I'm paying an agent to do a service for me. So I can go to the DVLA with my driving license and I can spend half a day there, and I can spend, what will it cost me, 1,000 baht? Instead I'm giving her 3.5. The retirement visa, I can go through the process, fill in forms, get it translated, spend weeks doing it. I think it costs £1,900. I'm giving her 33. I can go to the bank and open a bank account. How long will it take me? So yeah, it's fine to talk about. There's nothing illegal about it. I'm just paying for a service because I just don't want the hassle. Corporate McMahon again. I thought about taking the bus from Bangkok to Pattaya, but your last stream made me think, as a supreme gentleman, I don't want to share a bus with 50 filthy mongrels. Oh my God, that's a little bit snobbish, to be honest with you. No, the bus is quite good. You can get the bus. The bus goes every 15 minutes from Edgamaya. I think it's 180 baht down here. A lot of Thai people are on it as well. Right, Sam, is it? Let's put that up there. Sam Lindstorm, is it? Greetings from Finland. Yeah, so can't wait. Patty 711, can't wait. Do you know the other thing that gets me here about, I was saying earlier about eating and it's so hard to turn things down, nice food and stuff. There's so many 7-Elevens are like every 50 yards down here. And when I look out my window there's a 7-Eleven. It's open all night. So if I finish this and I get the munchies, I wouldn't do this in the UK. If I wanted to buy something in the UK, I'd have to get in my car and drive to Tesco's, which is up all night. But of course, I've been drinking, so I'd never do that. But the thing is here, I can go down in the elevator, cross the road. I don't even have to get dressed properly. I can go in there and get these big bags of Lay crisps, instant noodles, biscuits, cheese and ham toasties. It's just so tempting. Okay, right. To the Paradise City on night. I had to extend my visa with the 1,900 baht Thai route. Took me a whole bloody day. Well, this is the thing. Look, I mean, let's put it this way. People who are out here long term and they're on a limited budget and they don't have a lot to do, they don't mind doing that because they think, right, okay, tomorrow is immigration day. So what I'm going to do is get up at 6 in the morning, go down and take a ticket at 7. They open at 8:30 or whatever. I know I'm going to be sitting there till 4 o'clock. I'll do all the paperwork, get it translated, and it's hell on earth, but they've saved all that money. So they don't mind doing it. But for someone like me, I'm not rich, but I'm not that broke, right? So for me to come here and say, right, there's 33,000 baht and I've got 15 months retirement visa, I've got a bank book, it's a no-brainer for me, but not everyone will agree with me. Some people say, why waste money? Again, with a driver, I need a motorbike license. I've got a full motorbike license in the UK. I don't ride a bike in England anymore, right? I just don't want to spend a whole day in the DVLA. I'll give this lady 3,500, get a photograph 10 seconds in, and I'm out. And that driving license, the first one you get is good for 2 years, and then they extend it for 5 years. Bamboo went for a border run with a minibus service to Cambodia, 3,500 baht in total from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. Back in Bangkok, exhausted but worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Not for me anyway. It might be for you. The 3,500 baht, I don't know, did you pay them direct? I don't know how you did it. Right. Mara, Peter, did you go to the gym and did it hurt afterwards? Well, I did talk about it at the beginning because everything I've been saying about, eating too much food, getting lethargic and going out drinking all the time, I did. I went to the Sun Fitness. I'll repeat this because it was quite early in the stream. You can pay 120 baht for a single session. That you can't go twice in a day. That's a session, but you can stay as long as you want, right? So 120 baht, what's that? That's like, it's about £2.75, something like that, right? And what I do, I just put a vest and put the wife beater vest on, right? Some shorts, went there, and I don't really work out. It's just because you're lethargic, you're laying in bed, you're going drinking, you're eating, you're not doing any exercise. So what I did, I went on the running machine, 5 minutes slow pace, 10 minutes paced it up, 15 minutes real good strong walk, sweating like really sweating, and then a 5 minute slow down. Psychologically, it did me more good than anything else. I mean, I got the blood pumping, I was sweating, didn't even shower, just jumped on the bike and came back and did it here. But the thing is, it helps you psychologically because you get into a kind of almost a depressed mode that you're thinking, God, I'm so unhealthy. I can't stop drinking and eating. And when you go to the gym and you work out, you get these natural, what do they call them, dopamines or something like that. And you do feel good. You think, well, I've done something positive. I know my body's had a good workout. And it makes you feel good psychologically. It does me anyway. Right, Mark Hanley says, Jeff Goff, travel on Sukhumvit was the best for the visa runs. Okay. Paul Hoskin, can you wear a mankini in the gym? I don't even know what one of them is, Paul. Right, Tom Guy, cousin Ty, no, I read recently. It's twice a year. Okay. Right, let's see if we can get some of these older comments up. Right, BG says, do you have to put 80,000 in the bank? Well, this is what Black Bolt was mentioning earlier. You know, is it safe to talk about these sort of things? So let me give you a clue and just say, no, I won't give you a clue. Go and speak to Lana. But let's just say things are a lot easier than what they're made out to be, if you can understand, read between the lines. Frank, hi Peter. When is Nat coming back? I miss her. Unfortunately, mind you, I did meet a guy called Peter. I haven't called him back yet. He does animations for. I met him with Phil, the pub, and this Peter, he's a teacher, but he did some online stuff with the same animation software. And he said to me, I spoke to him, but the only thing is, the reason I haven't really contacted him, because I know what's going to happen. He's going to want lots of money, and I don't make. You might not believe this, because you see these super chats coming in, and you think, oh, this guy's creaming it in. And I do make some money, I'll be honest with you, but I don't make like enough money to say, right, I'm going to pay you a salary. I'm going to pay you a few $100s to do Nat and Dave. It's just not worth it. You know, if somebody was living here and they were retired and said, look, I can use that software. I'll do it once a week for you. Take me for dinner and buy me a few beers. Absolutely. Good deal. I'll do it. Of course I would. And he's got something to do in the afternoon for a couple of days. But, you know, when somebody says, I'll do it, but I want X amount of pounds, it's just not doable. And nobody is more nobody misses the Nat and Dave cartoons more than I do, believe me. Is it Carsten Thai? Can you travel in and out of Thailand multiple times in the 15 months? Good, very good question. Right. If you pay 5,000 baht less, the visa will only cost you 28,000, right? The reason I'm paying 33 is because what you do is you get a multiple stamp entry on that. You can get one at the airport when you leave. If you don't mind queuing up and finding the right desk and hoping somebody's working that desk, I think it's something like 500 baht. They'll stamp you to go out once, right? But I'm doing the whole package, and the reason I paid 33,000 is because I'll get a non-immigrant. I've got the bank account. I've got the non-immigrant O. Then I've got the retirement visa on top of that, which lasts for 15 months. But I've also got a multiple entry stamp on top of that. So that means for 15 months, I can go and come as I please. And you know, people have made mistakes. People have forgot to get the multiple entry stamp. And what happens? They get 15 months retirement visa. They're here for 3 months. They go back to the US or wherever, thinking, well, I can come back with my retirement visa. It's cancelled. They've lost their money. They come back in on a 30-day tourist visa. So you should remember that, really. You want to get if you plan to go back, you need to get the multiple entry. It's very, very important. That's about 5,000 baht. What else? Let's have a look. Tom Yum Guy, I haven't had one from you for a while. I got off the plane at Swampy, went down to street level, hopped on a bus to Jomtien, and was nice bus and pretty cheap. Yeah, I'm starting to be a fan of the buses, actually, because I've always been a taxi guy. You know, I use Apple quite a lot. And but I got the National Express bus down from my house from Northampton to London, and it was pretty good, actually. I mean, it stopped in Milton Keynes, Luton, all the rest of it, but it was good. Let me just say thank you to very generous Kevin. You do that quite often, very generously, mate. 50, I think it's Australian dollars, about £25. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Great. Yeah, the buses are, you know, I mean, when you think about it, right, I give Apple 2,000 baht to get to Pattaya. I know it's a lot of money. Right, you can get down from central Sukhumvit to Bangkok, probably 1,200 baht, and you pay the toll, something like that. But the thing is, Apple's kind of a friend, and just friend. That's it. And you know, we get on really well together. And she doesn't. When I go somewhere, she doesn't say, "Well, you have to pay me this or you have to pay me that." I just give her what I want to give her. You know, and you know, I'm going to spend 600-700 baht on ladies' drinks maybe one day. So why not? You know, she's working hard. She's doing a good job. But, you know, I was thinking about it. I thought, well, you know, if I come down here with her, it's a couple of thousand, then I go back a couple of thousand, then I want to go Hua Hin another couple of thousand. I thought, you know what? You shouldn't be doing that, Peter. You're practicing to be an expat here. What you need to do now is start trying to do it on the cheap without being a cheap Charlie. And I think I'm going to take the bus. And I'm definitely, Andrew Hammond, who's here now, he's the guy who wrote my book for me, the Thailand Band book. He's here at the moment, but I don't see much of him because he's a kind of backpacker type and he's out all day walking in jungles and things, which is not me. But I know he's leaving here on the 30th. I'm leaving here on the 30th. And the plan is we want to take the train from Bangkok down to Hua Hin. It takes about 5 hours, like going back to the 50s, right? And I want to do that. And it's as cheap as chips. So I might start getting into that. Till It Hurts. How you doing? Good to see you in. Right, I don't know about that, Paul. You say it's always cheaper if you do multiple entry. It's not cheaper to buy the visa. It's cheaper in the fact that you won't lose your visa. Right, No Name. Yeah, thanks for becoming a member tonight, No Name, or yesterday, whenever it was. That's great info, Peter. Yeah. Like I say, everything about the visas and the licenses, I've already got the video up there. It's unlisted. I'll put it up tomorrow night, okay? And I've got another. What's the next one? I promise this will be the last motorcycle ride, right? Because I'm just still finding my feet. I've also done another ride, but I've done the entire length of Soi Buakhao at night and then back again, just so you can see how busy it is. But you know what? I'm really disappointed with the GoPro 10 because when I did the filming in the daytime, the stabilization is great. The picture's excellent quality. It's fantastic. But you know, the GoPro doesn't seem to capture the imagery at night so well with the lights and everything. So I thought, well, what I'll do it again with my Samsung phone on it because I've got a chest strap. But there's no stabilization on the phone. So although the picture will be good, there'll be lots of this going on. So, you know, it is what it is. I'll put it up and you can see what you think. But I don't think I'm going to be doing any more motorcycle rides. It's not really me. I was just sort of playing, experimenting. Okay, nearly 400 in now. We've been going for almost an hour. If you've just joined us, good evening from my downtown lair here in Soi Buakhao. Right. Do you know what I think I'm going to do as well? Because I'm here for so long, there's no reason why I can't do these Ladyboy competitions and the manga minute and all this sort of thing. And, you know, last week I thought, well, there's no point in doing that because I'm here. People just want to hear about this thing. But you know what? I do a 2-hour slot most times. Why not do the manga minute? Why not do the Ladyboy competition? Why not do Spot the Tiger? The thing is that, like I said, I haven't got my sound and mic quite worked out. I hope to do that when I get back to Bangkok. When I've got sound in my ears and mic, then I'll start doing a few more competitions because I actually miss them. I like the competitions, but if you can't hear them, there's no point, is there? Martin, Bangkok to Kanchanaburi, 5 hours, I could walk faster. Yeah, the thing is, it's experience, so Martin. The thing is, you know, the trains, you know, if it was a high-speed, air-conditioned train with a dolly bird giving out Coca-Cola and sandwiches, you know, it's just like being in bloody England or France. Well, not England, they're crap there. You know, it's like anywhere else in the world, but it's like, you know, you're on this train with no air condition, chug, 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 clunk, clunk, clunk. I mean, it's the experience, isn't it? I mean, that's what we come to Thailand for, you know. Yeah, thanks, Richard. I appreciate that. The motorcycle rides were good. And if you've just joined me tonight, guys, I wasn't driving dangerously, really. When I was weaving in and out, I was the actual weaving part. I was doing like 5-6 miles an hour. But, you know, of course, when you speed it up, you look like you're in the TT. I think Damon enjoyed it, actually. Right, Franco. Now you're there, you can do a live Ladyboy competition. Now that it could be fun. I'll leave that one for you, Franco. Right. Oh, here we go. Bamboo says, Peter, do live stream. Yeah, the thing is, a lot of people have suggested this, but you know, one, they'll want loads of money off me. Two, you know, how am I going to do a real Ladyboy competition? I'm going to bring them all up to my room and be sitting. I'll get raped. Right. Yeah, Paul Hoskins. I listen. Look, I'm out here for 3 months. I've been finding my feet. I'm not going to be in party town forever. Okay. When I get this laptop sorted out, I'm just so. It's so frustrating because you can buy everything here and I don't know what to get, you know, and there's different plugs. I've tried USB and I need help, you know, somebody to come along and say, right, what have you got? You need this to do it. Simon tried to help me last Sunday when I went around his house, but of course we're not, you know, you know, he helped me what equipment I had and we couldn't work it out. Dutch Frank says, tourist visa sounds useless then if I can have a visa exempt. Well, there is no such thing as actually a tourist visa. It is a visa exempt. So when you come in and you get 30 days, it is a visa exempt. It's not a visa. It's just a stamp to say you're allowed to come in and be a tourist, isn't it? A then said, I'd like the competitions back again. Let's try. The thing is, if I haven't got any sound, you know, I get into it as well. When I play it and the music's going and everything, it's great. But if I haven't got any sound, let me try and work something out for next week. No promises. Okay, I'll try. Right, Mac, if you If you get your agent visa and pattaya, but they end up living elsewhere in Thailand, there is a chance that other immigration officers might have a problem when you do the 90-day reports. No, there isn't, not at all. I'll tell you why, because it's changed. You know, this isn't a banana republic, right? What happens is, let me tell you how the reporting works. So you've got a 15 months visa. It doesn't matter where you got it in Thailand, okay? That is an official stamp, right? It's in the immigration system. So it doesn't matter whether you're in Chonburi, Isan, Phuket, wherever. You are in, there's only one immigration system with everybody's details, your photo, your fingerprints, your immigration status, right? You are in the system. So it doesn't matter where you are, okay? Now, the 90-day reporting, what this lady's told me, it used to be that every 90 days you had to go to a police station, show yourself with your passport, and that was a report, okay? It's changed, or you could pay a motorbike boy to go there, something like that, right? You didn't have to go there yourself. It's changed now. You can do it online every 90 days. So all you do is you go online. Lana said it's real simple. If you're a dinosaur and you don't feel confident to do it online, you can give it to her. She'll do it for 200 baht in an hour, right? I'm sure everybody can work it out themselves. Now, the question I had for her, I said, now, obviously, I don't live here now. So what happens if I've got a retirement visa? I've been here 2 months and then I go home for 3 months. What happens with the 90 days? She said, this is what she told me, right? She says, well, when you go through the airport, you'll be registered in the immigration as I've left the country, but your visa is still valid because it's multiple entry. When you come back, doesn't matter whether it's a week, a month, 3 months, the 90 days starts from there, from when you arrive back in Bangkok, right? Now, if you stay here for over 90 days, yes, you have to report. But if you go back after 2 months, then it starts again. So that 90 days is out the window. When you come back, 90 days starts again. So it's simple. So your thing there, Mac, where you say, if an agent visa impacted, then you end up living elsewhere in Thailand, there is a chance that other immigration officers might have a problem when you do. No, not at all. It's all online, and there's only one immigration system. I hope that clears things up for you. Right, Bamboo, we're on the visas now. Visa exempt 45 plus 30 extension, TR60 plus 30. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Right, Mozart, Peter the Monger Minute is missing big time. I nearly did one of the older ones, sure. I nearly loaded up because I was looking through all my older stuff and I thought, well, they won't remember these Monger Minutes or some of the competition. I've been doing them a year ago and I thought I could load one of the competitions. That I might do that. That'd be easy for me. You know them. The Ladyboy competitions have been going for a year, right? It'd be interesting to see if you can remember, if you can get the answer from a year ago. Save me doing the work. Nom Yai Inspector, go in Phuc Bar and take one female with you. I don't know where Phuc Bar is. I'll have a look for that tomorrow. Yeah, but again, Will Richardson, look, you're saying, you know, we've covered this. You're saying 40 days visa exempt, then you can extend for 30 days at immigration. But it's not whether you can extend or whether you can't extend. It's for the sake of saving 2,100 baht. You want to trek down to Jomtien and spend the day, or even worse in Bangkok, and spend a whole day from 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning in immigration, filling out forms, right, until like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, or you pay that 2,000 baht, give your passport to somebody, and you get your passport back the next day. It's just about convenience, isn't it? Mike says, don't worry, Peter. If you get a struggle snuggle from Ladyboys, at least it will be decent looking. I'm not worried about the struggle. It's what else I will get done to me. Peter Cross, Canterbury from Thornbury, 150 minutes by the old train. Doing it next week. Can't wait. Can you think of the scenery? Do you remember I did that video from the not the bridge on the River Kwai? That's one part of it, but I did do that. But then later on, I did Hellfire Pass. That's where they went through the mountain, you know, dug it by hand. And if you've seen the film The Railway Man, where they're chomping away at the cliffs, that's basically based on Hellfire Pass. That's about 80 miles away from the bridge on the River Kwai, which is very touristy. The Hellfire Pass is there's a memorial there, and it's you'll see that video on my channel. But you know, the point is, when I was there, you're up high, you're looking out, there's some beautiful scenery, countryside, and you know, I don't want to go on a high-speed bullet train with dark windows, listening to my iPod or whatever it is, listening to YouTube, right? I want to be on a train with the windows down, clunking along at 40 miles an hour, breathing the air of the countryside and seeing, you know, it's almost like going back in time, isn't it? It's the last chance you'll get, guys, to actually go on a train ride like that. I mean, you can go to India and do it, but you'd be on the roof, wouldn't you? David Salisbury, Peter, have you ever been to Koh Samui or Koh Samui? while in Thailand. I have years ago though. I mean, I remember Koh Samui when I went there. There was nothing there. All they had was they had these little resorts, and there were nothing. They were like sheds, bamboo sheds. So you walked into them. It was like a little. It was made of balcony. It was made of kind of like wood or bamboo with straw on the top, and you rented it. I went with my wife 30 years ago, and basically it was like near the beach. It was about maybe half a dozen or a dozen of these bungalows, little veranda and one room. And at night you could hear things moving. Yeah, haven't been there for a long time though. But you know, when I move out here, when I live out here, there's a lot of things I plan to do because I'll have a lot of time on my hands. You know, I don't work now. I don't have family. I don't have Benji. I was trying to think how I could kind of sneak Benji over here, but I don't think it's going to happen. Right. Damien, Peter, the speeded up version on your scooter ride was great. So funny. Do you know what was funny about it? Was it's a 4-stroke, right? So when you ride it normally, it's a 4-stroke. But when you speed it up, it sounds like a real, you know, like a real fast RD 250 Yamaha or something from the 70s, 80s, you know. It sounds really good. Okay. John Hobson, how soon after I arrive on a 45-day exempt visa do I need to apply for a 90-day or longer? No, and then 12 retirement visa. No. Well, there is nothing. Somebody gave me some wrong information. Okay, somebody, and I knew it wasn't true. Somebody said to me that if you come here, for instance, on a 45 days, you've been here 2 weeks, so you've got a month left, and then you apply for extension, they cancel out the 30 days that you've got, but they don't. So basically what happens is there's no time. Let me just read your question again. How soon after I arrive 45 exempt visa do I need to apply for a 90-day or longer? As far, you'll hear this on the video tomorrow, as far as the retirement visa, you've got to have at least 2 weeks visa left and 2 weeks left on your passport. But the time doesn't matter. If you get here, remember the 45 days isn't forever. It's only till the 31st of March, and then it reverts back to 30 days. They're only doing it as a kind of promotion, right? But if you arrive here, to answer your question, if you arrive here on a 45-day visa, and after a week you think, well, I want to stay longer, I'm going to go for the 30 days, they'll just tag it on. So if you've got 5 weeks left and they give you another 4 weeks, you'll now have 9 weeks. Okay. John Hobson, okay, we've done that one. To the Paradise City on a night train. I really don't understand why people underestimate Thai immigration. They are hardcore. Well, even another good reason to use agents. You see, what you got to remember, when you use a lady like this lady you're going to see tomorrow on the video, she worked there. She's got colleagues there. So if there's any hassles, it's like she just picks up the phone and calls the equivalent to Betty, or whoever it is in immigration, and says, hey, what's going on? And she's like, hang on, let me have a look. You know, and they're mates, aren't they? They're friends. So, you know, yeah, they're hardcore. But when you use people who are good, then you're not going to have any problems. Right, Lester Paul says, are the bar fines and lady drinks a lot cheaper there in Pattaya? They are. I told you last week. I mean, let me just grab a beer and I'll tell you what I will do. Let me just put this on while I go for a quick leak, so we don't go into silence. Okay, it's not the same. It's not the same in a hotel room putting that on, is it? So I've left that there so I don't forget your question. Hang on, where are we? God, I can't get the thing on. Right, there we are. Okay, so Lester Paul, are the bar fines and ladies drinks? Yeah, a lot. I mean, I told you last week. I don't want to go over old ground, but just in case you missed it, let's just get that on to get rid of that. Yeah, I mean, look, I'll give you a typical example. Soy 8, where it was, ladies drink, 250 baht. I mean, that is a piss take. 250 baht. Who's going to pay that? But you know what makes me mad? People do pay it. You'll be sitting in a bar. I was in Tilak bar, right? And you know how the waitresses, they're nice girls, but they come and stand and they, how are you? Where are you from? And all that. And they're just doing their job, right? And then after a while, there's two of them. They'll go, you know, like they want a drink. And I picked up the menu and I looked. I says, sorry. I said, I'm not paying them price. And they know, you know. But, you know, you buy them waitresses a drink each. There's £10 gone. And the beer, the guys' drinks. I mean, it's not worth spending any time in Bangkok unless you've got very deep pockets or you're just there for a night or two, and then you be careful. Right, Matthew Cartwright. Oh wait, wrong stream. Okay, what stream were you hoping to get onto, Matthew? I don't think there's many on this time of night. Okay. Yeah, there is a possibility. Dutch Frank, is there a possibility they will extend the 45-day exempt after it's the 31st of March, not the 13th of March. It's the end of the month, basically. You never know with the Thais because it depends how it goes, right? If it's a disaster and think, well, that didn't work, of course they'll throw it out. But so far it seems to be working. You know, people are coming in, and if they think, well, you know what, the numbers aren't quite here like they were, and we need to bring some more people in, and this has done a good job, then there's no reason why they shouldn't. There's no reason why they shouldn't at all. Peter, can you do a vlog on the new hotel while you're in Pattaya? It's called Space Looks Amazing Place. Yeah, I think that guy ride for Kickston one already. There's a few. The thing is, I don't want to do what all the other vloggers do, and I haven't had anything to do with most of them, to be honest with you. I'm not being a snob, but do you remember there was a rant put out a while ago by somebody? Well, I thought about that, and I thought, you know what? I don't want to get involved in all this backbiting and bitching around and all the rest of it. And I haven't, you know, since I've been here, I'm not going to name names, but I haven't contacted any other YouTubers apart from that Phil because I hadn't met him. And I thought, well, you know, he's always bigging me up on his channel. And I thought, well, you know, I'll go down, shake his hand, say hello. You know, and he got a few subscribers because I put that video up for him. But, you know, they all do the same thing. So, you know, if something happens down here and one of the YouTubers makes a good video, everybody else goes and copies him. And I don't want to be part of that almost mafia. You know, I don't care what people say about me. I do my own thing now. I do what I do. If people like it, they like it. If they don't like it, they don't like it. But I'm 62 and I'm not going to get involved in backbiting, bitching, arguments, and it's just not me. And that's why I haven't, you know, got involved with anybody. Right, and that relates to your question, actually, Damien. I mean, I might do, but I'm only here for another sort of 5 days, and I've got a lot of ideas, things I want to do. I want to do videos on stuff that will help people, information. You know, I don't want to just do. I mean, those ride videos, they were just sort of fillers, but the visa one's real good. And then I want to do a review of this hotel because this is great if you want to stay in Buakhao, great location. But you know, there's not too much to do here. It's all been done. I want to move on. I want to go to Hua Hin next week and Charm, and you know, I'll rent another bike and I'll get the old GoPro on and I'll show you what's in Hua Hin. You know, if you haven't been there. Right, Barry Johnson, would you use the fast track through immigration at the airport? I can get it for just over 1,000 baht. Arrive 6:50 1st December. No, I wouldn't bother. What's the point? Because the thing is, the immigration's good in Bangkok. It's not like in England, for instance. I don't know where you are, Barry. It's really bad in England. I mean, I waited an hour and no, that's exaggerating. Let's be honest. I waited about 50 minutes for my suitcase the last time I came back in December, and that was before they had any shortages of the staff. You know, no, it's great here. The thing is, you come off the plane, you've got to walk to immigration. You'll queue. It was busy this time. I'll say that. But you know, the bags come out quick. You're through immigration quick. There's no point, absolutely no point. Not for me anyway. John Hobson, heard the 45 deal will continue after March. It very well might do, John. I haven't heard anything, but it might do. Matthew, you're still here. I thought you were on the wrong stream. I'll tell you what, when I see you, Matthew, it makes me do this. All right, let's have a small one. I do like a drop of scotch. I'll tell you another video I'm going to do, and you'll find this interesting, right? Is I won't drink all that. I want to do a video on dental treatment here, right? Because a lot of people, you know, dental is expensive. I've just had, if you notice on what I said this last week, when you look at my older videos, I used to have a gap there, and he's filled it, right? There's no plate or anything like that. He's just built it up with like the filler stuff. And because my roots show through, he suggested I do it all along the bottom. I had my teeth cleaned last time I was here. Not a pretty sight, but because the roots are shown through the enamel, because my gums have dropped because of my age, he said he can build that up with the stuff that they fill the teeth with, and he said it will last, you know. So what I'm going to do, I know there's a lot of guys that want to have, what do they call it, implants, teeth implants, veneer. I'm just going to go and see the dentist, and I'm going to do a deal with him. I'm going to say, look, because last time he said, well, I suggest you do the whole lot. And I said, well, how much is it? He said, well, it's 900 a tooth, which is, what's that? £25 a tooth. So he said 6 or 7 teeth to get rid of the darkness, the root shone through. So you're talking, what's that? Couple of £100 to do the whole lot, you know. I mean, it's nothing, is it? In the West, if you went private, you'd be paying thousands. So what I'll do to him, I'll say, well, I'll tell you what, I'll go there, and it's only up here. I'll say, look, I'll tell you what, I'll do the whole teeth, but I want something in return. I want to interview you, and I want you to tell us the prices of all your dental work, you know, veneer, plates, fillings, everything. And that'll be interesting, won't it? If you're a guy who's got, you know, needs to get your teeth taken out and a new kitchen sink put in, you know what I mean. When you get older, your teeth sort of are not always the nicest, are they? But I'll do that, and I think a lot of people are like that as well. Dick's Enormous again. I only pay Lady Drink if I want to play Connect 4. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's a good idea, but the thing is, some of them are really nice, and I don't play Connect 4 with them, right? But sometimes they're so entertaining, and I think, you know, she's giving up her time for me. She's working. She's here for money. Maybe I've got a bit of a bleeding heart, but I'll buy her a drink. You know, it's not the end of the world. Jeff, how you doing, mate? You should have Thai woman laying and sitting on the bed in the background. I'm still married, Jay. Now, look, don't forget, me and my wife are separating in a very nice way. She's not taking lawyers to me. She's not running me through the courts. It's all done nicely. I'm leaving her quite a bit of money, and everything's going to be nice. Now, if I suddenly had a bird with massive coconuts laying on the bed saying, hurry up with that stream, I want Roger in, then that things might not stick the same. You know what I mean? I might start getting hate mail. Right. Dutch Frang again. Will Richardson, I mean, all right. Okay. Talk to someone else there. Right. Tommy and Guy, what I want to know is when you leave loss, what's loss mean? And then come back, will you get that 45 days? I'm not sure what you mean by loss. That's an abbreviation. And what I want to know is when you leave, oh, Land of Smiles, is it? When you leave the Land of Smiles, okay. And then I should do crosswords, shouldn't I? And then get back, we get, well, put it this way. If you come in on 40 days and you leave the next day, your visa exempt's cancelled. But if you come back the following day, you get another 45 days. And if you left a week after that, that's cancelled again. But if you came back in a week after that, you get another 45 days. I think that's what you're asking. Bamboo, Peter, did you meet the guy who wanted to work on Nat and Day? Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about earlier. He's a school teacher called Peter, and he does animations to learn English. I did see, he knows what he's doing, but I don't think he's quite got the talent that Simon's got to do it. And of course, we'd have to find a replacement Tiger. I thought about a sister for Nat, maybe call her Knit or Knock or something. But I haven't had a meeting with him yet. But what I said, the thing that's, he hasn't done anything to put me off, but I've kind of almost convinced myself that he'll be expensive, so I haven't actually called him. But I'll you know, I'll give him a ring tomorrow and just, I've got his line here, see what he said. I might as well listen to him, hadn't I? Yeah, bar fines are 1,000 baht in Nana Plaza. How much are they here? I was with Andrew. I think here, even in the Gogo bars, I think they're about 500 baht, and the going rate's about 1,500 baht for a game of Connect 4. Yeah, have you checked the prices in Treeline? Yeah, they're good. They're good. All the, you know, the ladies' drinks are a bit more. In my day, when I run Riot in Phuket, in Pattaya and Bangkok, the ladies' drinks were always slightly cheaper. So if your beer, at today's figures, if your beer was 80 baht, her drink would be 60 baht. That seems to have changed now. Everywhere you go, her drink is more expensive. So if you go into, for instance, the Time Bar, you can buy Leo for 50 baht on the promotion until midnight. Her drinks are 145. You go in the Billabong bar, you get 2 drinks for 120. They keep one in for you, so it's like 60 baht a drink. You buy the girl a drink, it's 145. 145 seems to be a standard price down here for a lady's drink. Let me just say thank you to CHF, is it? It's not showing. It's showing up on mine, but not up there. Wait till it comes up, and I'll put it up on screen. Yeah, I mean, you know, some people swear that just they won't buy ladies' drinks, but you know, you're on holiday. If you're a single guy, sometimes it's just nice having the company, is it? Right. See, I don't know why this isn't showing up on here. Ask Blast Alive, 20. I don't know what CHF is. What is that? But thank you for the super chat. I can't display it because for some reason it's not displaying on. Oh, there we are. There we go. That's me being silly again. Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate that. Ask Blast Alive. Great name, by the way. Okay, I'm kind of jumping from comments to comments. I'm not going down as I usually do because I get so far behind. So if I miss any of yours, just write it again. I'll give it a go, okay? Anyway, cheers. Terry Dale says, I pay as I go. No worries about the tab, nothing mine. Yeah, I'm the sort of guy, you know, when I go out in an evening, because I'm not, I do go out, like I don't go out every, well, when I say I don't go out every night, I do go out, but sometimes I'll have a late dinner. and then I'll have a couple of quiet beers, and I'll come back to the room at 11, and I'm fine with that. But I tend to be the sort of person that if I go into a bar and I do talk to girls because I'm on my own, I like a bit of company, for instance, I will buy some ladies' drinks because I'm a very fair person, and you know, I tend to think like if they're giving me their company to talk to me, and I know it's their job to work there, I'm not one of those sort of people who tries to sort of get something for nothing. I just don't think it's fair. So what I do is if a girl comes and talks to them and plays the Connect Four or something like that, you know, the real Connect Four, I will tend to offer a drink, and it'll only be the one. But if we're carrying on playing, if I'm enjoying myself, I'm paying for my entertainment, aren't I? And she should benefit from that. So I'm just like that. Where I know other guys, they just won't. They just say no, not tonight, and that's fair enough. I'm not knocking them. I'm just telling you how I do it. Right, Damon, Peter, I fancy getting a hair transplant on my next visit to pattaya. I'll miss your hair. Damon, you can get one of those, you know, those 7-Eleven street dogs. You know, they always need a haircut, don't they? You take the old machete, cut the back off that, and stick that on you. Look the business. I can't imagine you were hair. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Barang says visa and dental videos very interesting. Yeah, I mean, reviews are okay, aren't they? You do a hotel review like I did the Flipper Lodge. That was quite a nice review. But you know, I mean, everybody's doing it, isn't it? And you can go on Agoda and look at pictures. I mean, they're good fillers, aren't they? I'll review here, but you know, there's a lot of other things that people don't necessarily think of that people want to know about when they come out to Thailand. I mean, there are medical tourists now. I mean, it's big in Phuket, not at the moment because it's flooded. But I know from somebody that there's a lot of people fly from places like the States, and what they'll do, it's actually cheaper for them to get a return flight to Phuket, stay in a luxury hotel for 2 weeks. I mean, luxury, not budget, right? Have a boob job or a skin thing, whatever it is. And that actually works out cheaper than doing it in the States. So that it's a big thing now. And these people come over here for sex changes. They get the old meat and 2 veg chopped away, and they're suddenly females, right? And, you know, fair play to them. I mean, that's if it's cheaper, why not? So, yeah, you know, I think we should let everybody know about it. Rob's, have a lady drink on me. Okay, I will. How much is a tenner? Would that go? Yeah, that'll get a lady drink. Yeah, thanks, Rob. Very generous, mate. Okay, Dutch Frank. Will Richardson, do I need a tourist visa to get a 30-day extension, or can I get an extension on an exemption? I don't know if you're joking there, Dutch Frank, but you know, if you're coming on a visa, an exemption, you can get an extension. Of course you can. Limited times you can do it, but you can do it. Right, Tommy and Guy again. Dutch, well, you might meet a visa agent who can sort it all out, but yeah, in theory, you do 75 days to immigrate. Yeah, you could. Yeah, okay, I got it now. Yeah, you can do it all yourself. You don't need an agent. But as I keep on saying, do you want to come on your vacation, sit all day in immigration? Not me, thank you. Right, Anesh Patel, how you doing? Is there many Indians in Pattaya? Well, I'm glad. I know you're Indian from your name, Anesh, so I'm glad you have asked the question, so I can talk about it now. Yes, there is. I'm not racist. What it is, I know that a lot of India. I worked in India for a year. I worked in a hotel called the Taj Mahal. It's in Mumbai, which was Bombay when I was there. They made a movie about when it was attacked. Luckily, I wasn't there at that time. Little bit of name drop in there, and yeah, there is a lot, because what happens, they have I know Indian companies, they'll offer a free kind of holiday tour to their employees once a year, and Pattaya is a very popular place, and you do see kind of gangs of Indian guys roaming around at night, because they don't go in the go-go bars, and maybe the odd bar, I don't know, but they like to kind of stroll along the beachfront and talk to people there. And you do see gangs of Indian guys, you know, and sometimes they're a little, no offense to yourself, but sometimes they can be a little bit unsettling for the girls, because they'll approach one girl in large numbers and surround her, and they feel a bit intimidated. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot, not in this area, but the beachside, there's a lot. And I was down at the port the other day on the bike, and there was 4, you know, the big white huge coaches. There was 4 coaches back to back full of Indian people. So yeah, in answer to your question, yes. Yeah, that's a good point. Happy Deepa Valley, Anesh, because it is Deepa Valley, and that's it's an Indian festival. I don't know if you know this, Leicester in England has the biggest Deepa Valley festival outside of India, anywhere in the world. Okay, Danish bacon. So all these call center scammers are in Pattaya. No, I haven't heard that. I've heard that they're actually over the border because a lot of Thais have been scammed into going to work for them. The Thai police have arrested quite a few people, but the call center. Okay, all right. I'm not going to go there. I was answering that in a serious way, but I know where that's going now. With the last comments we've just been talking about, so I'm not even going to go there. Right, Ed Jones, how are you finding living in Pattaya, Peter? Could you see it making a long-term home? Which area would you choose? I can't see me living in Pattaya for the simple reason. I do like it here, but if I was living here, I would be in Jomtien. It's quieter. There's not so much action, but it's nice over there. And, you know, living here, you're just turning into a madman. You know, you're going to be sitting in a bar turning into an alcoholic, or you're going to put so much weight on and you're just going to, you know, it's not how I want to live my life, right? But in answer to your question, because I've got a YouTube channel, I have to live in Bangkok and then spread out when I do videos. If you know, I've always said to you for a long time, I'd either live in Hua Hin or Jomtien, not here. But I hope to come out around January, February when my house is gone. Okay, this is for Anesh, right? The Wutong Life says it's 70% Indians right now near Walking Street, and Buakhao is a white area. I mean, I don't want to get into racing, but that's pretty correct actually. If you go down Buakhao, you don't see any Indians, and if you are on the beach area, there's a lot. I don't know about 70%, but there's a hell of a lot. Welsh 32. Are there any Welsh in Pattaya? There are. There's a lot of everybody in Pattaya, and you've got Welsh people here who run businesses. They've got bars, stuff like that. So yeah. You meet them. Okay, geezers. Right. Anesh, happy Deepawali from one Indian to another. Okay, yeah, because I know you're in North London, but you're Indian race, but born in England, aren't you? Right, Adrian. It's twice the cost to do dental implants here in the States than what was quoted to me in one of the top places in Bangkok. What I say pays for 2 trips plus 4-star hotels. Absolutely, I need to do a video on that. And the other thing, what you got to remember is the dentists here are very good. So it's not like you have to come here and think, right, who are the cowboys and who are the good dentists? They're all good. I mean, the one thing about Thailand, you can't knock them, is medical. Even the small clinics that they've got down here, they're excellent, you know. I'll when I live here, I'll probably, I don't know. I mean, do you remember Kevin Thailand? Hello, people. Well, he obviously had the whole lot out and a new bloody set of implants because he had like the perfect set of gnashes, didn't he? I don't know if I'll go that far, but I'll look into it. But I'll definitely make a video on prices. Matthew Green says, Hua Hin is a perfect location to live. I'm 37 now, Pete, and want to live there by the time I'm 40. It's not for everybody. Some people have said to me, I don't know why you keep going on about Hua Hin. It's pretty boring, really. But I'm not talking about going on a vacation and bar finding girls. I'm talking about living a quality lifestyle. And in a place like Hua Hin, it's not, Chatham is beautiful, but it's a little bit boring because there's not much to do. In Hua Hin, you've got a few streets of good bars, girly bars. So that's all there if you want it. You've got golf courses. It's a big pool town in Hua Hin. The prices of apartments and accommodation is cheap. You've got a couple of good malls. There's some really good, excellent night markets where you can go and listen to a band and eat fresh seafood and that sort of thing. I mean, it's got it all, but it isn't Pattaya. It's not for everyone. Right, JB, I've thought of a new game we can play on the stream. We could all put the size of our weapon in the chat. I'm always scared to read yours out now. We could all put our weapon in this chat and we could play higher or lower to see how long. Yeah, I think we'll leave that one. We'll give that one a miss for now. But thanks for the idea. Right, Martin Bluston, how much would a decent condo cost a month in Jomtien? Well, it depends what you mean by Jomtien. What's decent for me might not be decent for you. So let me assume that you've got. Let me assume that this is what you want, right? So you want a 1-bedroom condo, 40 square meters or feet, whatever it is. Okay, standard condo, you'd be looking at something like condo and a condo probably about anything half decent, 12, 15, you could get something. It wouldn't be overlooking the sea. It wouldn't be a beachfront property. It wouldn't be huge, but it'd be decent. If you're happy to just have a big size room and a kitchenette and a separate shower room and toilet, you could probably pick something up for 5,000 a month, but definitely under 20,000 a month. There must be some very rich people living in Jumtin, because I was looking at it today. When you come down into Jumtin, you know, some of those apartment buildings, they're beautiful, beautiful apartments. I think, you know, if they're not privately owned, they've got to be 50, 60, 70,000 baht a month. They're just huge. They look over the seafront. They're very high. You know, unfortunately, I can't afford to live in somewhere like that. Mr. Tom, where do we get the visa in the UK? I'm hopefully going to Thailand next month for 10 weeks travel. Well, the easier thing, if you want to get in the UK, you just go online and get it from the Thai embassy. They ask a lot more questions than if you get it from here, but basically you can get 60 days from the Thai embassy. You don't even have to send your passport off anymore. They'll send you something that you print off and stick in your passport, and then when you get to Thailand, you can get another 30 days on that. So it's 90 days in total, but it's got to be the Thai embassy. It's in London. I believe they do something in Birmingham as well, not sure. Okay, so Will says, let's get your comment up there. Will Richardson, Triangle Bar is owned by a Welshman. There's a lot of Welsh bars down here. You can always tell because they've got the flag outside. They're proud, aren't they? Proud like everybody else. Right, is that Chillax? What visa do the bar managers use? Well, they should be on work permits. You know, if you're a bar manager, you should be on a work permit, because you shouldn't be working here on a retirement visa or a student visa or a marriage visa. I mean, I know guys who have been caught out and deported. I'll try and think of an example when I'm talking to you. But what happens, a lot of guys wing it. They think, oh, it's Thailand, they'll never know. I'll come out here I'll get a retirement visa, or I'll get a student visa, and I'll work in a bar, and you'll get caught. The only way you won't get caught, and I've got to say this in a roundabout way, but if you're a guy who makes money online and your money comes into the States or somewhere else, so say, I don't know, so let me think of an example. Say you're a drop seller, you know, somebody who sells on from Amazon or something like that. So you don't have any products, you just do everything online. It's all product, it's all comes from China to Amazon. Somebody buys from your website, Amazon ship it out, the money goes into your UK account or your American bank. You're not doing anything with the ties. Okay, you're on a retirement visa or you're on a student visa, whatever. You just go on your laptop, you're selling from another country, your money goes into another country. You're not supposed to do it, but I don't think there's a hell of a lot of risk doing that, to be honest with you. Whenever you do any business where ties are involved, you will get grassed up. You will get found out. It's just tribal community. They'll talk, you know, and that's how people get caught. So if you come out here and you think, well, you know, I'll be a bar manager, but I'll get a retirement visa and I'll just keep it quiet, it won't stay quiet, because you're working with other ties and they talk, and it will get back to you might last a month, you might last 12 months. But I said I'd try and think of an example, and I've thought of one. So true story. I knew a guy that ran a kind of detective agency in Bangkok. And the biggest question that he was asked, 90% of his work was, guys would take a girl out of a bar. She'd say she's not working anymore. He'd pay her 30,000 baht a month. She'd go and live in her village. And what these guys would do is call this expat detective agency to say, look, I met this girl. She works in after school in Nana Plaza. She's told me she's not working anymore. I'm paying her a fee to look after her. She's told me she's in a village. Can you tell me if she's working in the bar or not? If you see her in Bangkok, whatever. Yeah, no problem. Pays him a fee. The guy then he uses ties, right? Because if an expat does it, you'll end up like in a hole in the beach, you know, because it's a bit risky, isn't it? So he'll have a picture. The tie will go down there, suss it out. He'll go and sit down there for a few weeks. If she's coming into Nana Plaza, he'll go into the bar, see. Maybe tell the white guy, and then the white guy will go and have a drink in that bar to confirm, yes, that's her, she's dancing. Then go back to the guy who's paid him and said, well, unfortunately, your girlfriend, she's still working in that bar, or she's been seen going into another bar. So that was 90% of his work. Now, because he was very, very busy, he had a German friend who was here retired. He was only about 52, as I remember, but he would help him out. So on this particular job, it was the same sort of scenario that I'm telling you now, but it was in Phuket. Now, Phuket is either a couple of thousand baht on a flight, or you can drive down there. If you've got the time, the drive down there is about 18 hours, but you can do it. So this guy said to his German friend, he said, look, I've got this job. It's paying this much. It's worth me. Do you want to go down there? I'll pay for a hotel one night for you. Drive down there, 2 days, one night in a hotel. I'll give you, for instance, I don't know, 5,000 baht, 10,000 baht. And he said, but when you go down there, you've got to pass. The money's coming in. I'll put the money in an envelope from you. So what's going to happen? There's a Thai guy who's going to help you. So what's going to happen is you're going to go down there. There's a Thai guy who's going to go and to where this girl's supposedly living, because she's living in a Thai neighborhood. A friend can't turn up, be so obvious. So what's going to happen? The German guy has to drive down to Phuket, okay? And then once he's in Phuket, he was going to meet a Thai guy. The Thai, he had to give this envelope of money to the Thai guy for whatever reason. I can't quite remember the story in detail. So this was a plan. So what happened? The German guy drove down there. He was sitting on a table. He met the Thai guy, and there was only him, a couple of people in the restaurant, and the conversation went something like this. So the Thai guy said something like, okay, so I have to pay this much money for you to investigate this, or whatever it was, right? And he said, yeah. And he said, well, how much was that again? And the Thai guy pushed the money. I might not have got the story quite right, but it's something like this, right? The Thai guy pushed the envelope across to the German guy, and that was it. They came out the woodwork. The boys in brown just grabbed him, said, you're working, cuffed him, and they wanted 400,000 baht to get him out of jail. Luckily, he knew the Thai guy in Bangkok, and they managed to settle it. I think it was about 150, 200,000, and he did get out of it. So the reason I'm telling you that long story is, don't ever come here on a short-term visa, student visa, retirement visa, and think, well, I'll earn some money, I'll get away with it, it'll never happen. Because a lot of people get caught, and the problem with getting caught, say goodbye to Thailand. You'll never come back here again. You'll have to go Cambodia or Philippines. That's it. You're finished. Okay. It sounded like a bit of a lecture, but I just wanted to get the point across, because it is very serious, and I've seen it happen. Okay, so let's get back into some comments here. It's really difficult now, because at this time of night, people start having these private conversations. I'm trying to find things that I can talk to everybody about. Is it aging? So I assume as a YouTuber, interviewing Thais would not be violating the tourist visa in terms of working. I'm asking because the income comes from having to do with Thailand. Yeah, but what you're missing out is, I am going to be on my Thailand bound website is registered in Thailand. It's not registered in the UK, okay? When I come here, I've gone for the retirement visa just for now, to get myself out of a short-term situation, because you know what's going on with my wife and family and all the rest of it. Even though I'm going back in January, if the house hasn't happened or nothing's gone on, I'll be back a week later. I'll do another 3 months, all right? So it's just really convenient for me, for a small price, to get this retirement visa that lets me come and go, because I'm not sure how the next 6 months to a year is going. But once I'm here and I'm based here and I'm working, I will pay 7% tax to the Thai government, because I don't want to take a risk, and I will be on a work permit. Now, I can't tell you how I get a work permit, okay, because I've got other contacts, but I'm not going to come out here on a tourist visa, retirement visa, and work, because I just will not take the risk. So in answer to your question, you said, so I assume as a YouTuber interviewing Thai, and I wouldn't really be interviewing Thais anyway, would not be violating the tourist visa. Yeah, I mean, if you're working, it doesn't matter. If you're working, you are violating the tourist visa. You're not supposed to work on a tourist visa, simple as. Okay, it's really hard finding comments that relate to everybody now. I might have to knock this on the head, because you lot are all talking to each other. What's this one? There is a Spanish quote, abbreviated, I can't remember the exact words, all right? Okay, a legit question. Andy Holmes, what areas are you seeing at the moment? What are really busy in Pattaya at the moment? Well, as I said earlier, Andy, the beach road is really touristy. There's a lot of Indian tourists there at the moment, a lot. Like the other guy said, about 60% probably. I don't know if it's that much. I would say the busiest place, if you want to come here, just head around anywhere around Soi Buakhao, you know, LK Metro, all these. I don't know the names of all the sois because it's all new to me, but it's really busy over here. There's a lot of girls here. There's a lot of bars, a lot of everything. It's busy, super busy. I would say for the time being, really the beach. I don't want to say don't go to the beach side, because there's people got bars over there, expats that we know, and I don't want to try and discourage people from staying over there. I mean, I stayed in the Flipper Lodge on Soi 7. It was okay. I'm glad I moved over here. I can only say it like that. Only in Thailand. Thai visa exempt last week from the embassy in London. Now they don't. That's what I said earlier. They don't even send you a sticker to. Oh, they don't send that anymore. Okay, they've knocked that on the head now. They send you a visa approved letter, and you show it to the airline immigration staff. Okay, fine. They're streamlining it. You see, with the Thais, they change the rules very often, don't they? That's good. As a tourist in Thailand, you are expected to spend money, not make money. As a tourist, yeah, you've said it right, quite as a tourist. But all these guys who they run bars and things like that. I mean, the majority of them these days, you'll find they are on work permits because they just won't take the risk, you know. Right, Damon, Peter, what do you recommend to rent a scooter? Oh, definitely this area. If you come to Soy Buakhao, there's loads of them and they're so much cheaper. I'll give you an example of the difference. When I came here in December, I was very lazy. I just went to a guy outside McDonald's on the beach road and he charged me 250 baht a day. And I thought, yeah, you know what? It's a $5 a day. I'm not going to argue about it. Okay, I took it. It was okay. I had it for a week. I paid him the $5 a day. No hassles. Okay. This time I come and I thought, well, I don't know how long I'm going to be. I'm not going to pay a $5 a day. I'll try and get a better deal. And I did. I went to Pattaya, where you told me about the Indian restaurant, the good one. Is it Alibaba upstairs? And haven't been there yet, but I found it. And there's a guy there, and I said, well, how much? He said 1,000 a week, and it worked out 200 baht a day. But I took that back, and when I went to Soy Buakhao, there's so many of them along there, and I'm actually paying, it works out about 142 baht a day. That's what I'm paying now. But top tip, I think I mentioned this last week, you know those mangy helmets that they give you that are all full of dried sweat, and they're horrible, and they just look like shit. Go to a little shop anywhere, buy yourself a decent helmet. They're £6, brand new helmet. It's your helmet. When you go, just ditch it, give it to the bike person, okay? Richard, good evening, Peter. I hope you're well, enjoying time. Thank you, Richard. You're a very generous man. You do that very often, and I don't know what else to say except thank you. But yeah, that'll go straight to the Leo fund while I'm here. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I got a thing about cleanliness. I hate you know, wearing other people's stuff or smelling BO and all that sort of thing, right? So those helmets they give you, because it's hot, everybody's forehead sweats, and you know, you take your helmet off and your head's wet, and you know, they never clean them, they never use sprays on them and stuff. And at the end of Soy Buakhao, if you get on the main road, not the beach road end, the other end, when you get on the main road, about 50 yards to the left, you'll see a little shop, all helmets outside, and they're good looking helmets, £6, you know, and it's your helmet. Chris Booth, yeah, whole consulate permanently closed, just done an O visa London, all okay, all right, yeah. Dutch Frank says the size of your money stack matters. It does, it certainly does. Absolute spanner. No shortage of sweaty, cheesy helmets in Pattaya. I know I know I know what you said there. Very quite clever that. We won't get into it. Okay. Peter Cross, Pete, getting into a limo next time. All these super chats. No, I mean, look, when you say all these super chats, I mean, they probably add up to 100 quid. Something. I mean, I really appreciate it. I mean, it's great. It's like extra pocket money, isn't it? But what you probably don't realize is that YouTube actually take 30% of it. So if you take £100 easy numbers, YouTube take, what's that, £30? So you're left with £70. But I actually pay tax on my earnings, although my YouTube channel is registered to Thailand, because I'm still a resident in the UK. When I do my self-assessment in the UK, all of my earnings from YouTube, including super chats, advertising, everything, I have to give that all to my accountant, and I end up losing about probably 20%. So I'll pay 30% on everything anyway, and then I'll lose another 20% on the overall. It's a lot of money, and I pay a lot of money in tax on YouTube last week. What I plan to do is when I move over here, I'm going to restructure everything, because even if you're not living in the UK, if the money comes into the UK bank account, you're supposed to pay tax on it. So I'm sure I can do a lot better than what I'm doing at the moment. But while I live in the UK, I've got no choice. It just hurts, you know. I mean, somebody's got to pay for all those, you know, people come across and rubber dinghies when they put them up in 4-star hotels, so then give them 3 buffet lunches a day. So, I mean, I suppose I'm doing some good. Damon again. Peter, have it eaten in the beer garden on the trip. Great food and view. Not this trip. I've been in there many times before, Damon. But in case you don't know, guys, that beer garden, it's opening. It is a great place to just sit and chill. You know, when you get to Walking Street, there used to be all the bars there. If you go right through to the end, it's over the sea. It's a real nice way to spend a few hours. Jim Beam. Talking to Jim Beam. Cheers. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but you can hear it still going strong outside. You probably can't hear it, can you? I can hear some birds singing. 2 o'clock, they're all screaming and clucking when they come out. Right, Jim Beam. Do guys really hire private detectives? Imagine someone paying somebody to spy on you. that is so creepy. No, they do, and it's not creepy at all. I'll tell you what it is. This is how it is, right? A guy will come out here, and don't judge a guy by the story, okay? This is just something that happens over and over and over and over again. So a guy's unsuccessful in love in the wherever, right? He comes out here, he might have the intention of meeting somebody, probably not, and he meets a girl, takes her out, has dinner a few times, a relationship develops. He actually falls for her. He thinks she's a nice girl, and he'd like to believe her, okay? So they have this relationship here. He goes back to his country, and she's kind of like, well, you know what? I don't really want to work in the bar, but you know the Thai way. Women, we've got to look after the family. I've got siblings. I've got mother. There's no welfare system. Somebody's got to pay for it. You know, I either work in the bar or I find some other means. So the guy, he really likes the girl, and he doesn't want her to work in the bar. You know, he doesn't want to share. So he'll say, look, okay, fair enough. I understand the system, how it works. You're responsible. What about you go back to your village? It's a lot cheaper than living down here. I'll send you 20,000 baht a month, and that will support your family. Unless she's a real scammer and she wants iPhones and they'll tell him 40,000. But just say she's a regular girl, right? So 20,000 baht a month. You go up to your village. You live in your village. You do what you do up there. You can get a little job on the farm or whatever. Keep yourself busy. But I don't want you working in the bars. She agreed and said, yeah, lovely, love it. I really don't want to go with customers. I don't want to work with loud music, get drunk every night. I hate it. I want to go home and live with my family. You send me that money. It's fantastic. When you come back, we'll get together. Boyfriend, girlfriend, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And that's what happens. And then things start to raise a suspicion in the guy. You know, sometimes he'll phone and she's not there, always at the same time. Or somebody will tell him something that he can't check up on. And he wants to know one way or the other. And he'll think to himself, well, if she is doing it, it's better I know and I can let her go, or, you know, whatever. And yeah, they do. A guy will he'll go to a private detective agency here, and he'll tell the story. He'll just say, look, I've got a girlfriend. I'll send you her picture. This is the deal. Can you go to Nana Plaza and see if you spot her? Or can you stand at the end of Soy Cowboy 3 nights in a row? I don't care what it costs. How much do you charge a day? The guy will say, it's this plus expenses. He'll say, right, can you sit outside the Tilak bar that's in the middle of Soy Cowboy for 5 nights and just watch to see if you come in? Here's a photograph on the phone. And they'll pay it because they want to know. It might cost him, I don't know, $500 to find out, but he'll find out. And if the guy said, well, I was in Nana Plaza for a week, didn't see her turn up. The other thing what these detective agencies do, they'll use a Thai. If she's in a village up north in Isan, you know, if a English guy went out there, for instance, they'll stand out like a thumb. So what they'll do, the Thai guy who's part of that agency will go up to her village. You know, he'll ask around, you know, about her and everything, and he'll find out. And if she's really living in that village, he'll go back and report, and he'll say to the guy, yeah, she's not in the bar. She lives in the village. We've seen her there. She was doing whatever. So yeah, I know you say it sounds creepy, but it's very common actually. Right, let's have a look. Terry Dell says, if you don't live here, don't trust a bar girl to be loyal. Now, it's not only bar girls, unfortunately, these days. Right, Andy Holmes, what's your favorite restaurant you've been in the moment? Oh, there's so many, Andy. That's the thing about here. So many eating choices. Right, roast dinners, Cheap Charlie's. Breakfast, Nicky's or Cheap Charlie's. Thai food, Second Road, load of restaurants there. But somewhere that's really, really good is the Central Festival. If you go down, they've got a food court. Very clean. It's very cheap. I was there today. There's one stand. They do Indian food. I had a madras, naan bread and yellow rice. Beautiful, £6. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I nearly had it for breakfast today because I enjoyed it so much. But this food, finding good places to eat is not your problem in Thailand. In Thailand, that's for sure. John Hobson, I hope my second trip will be successful as my recent one, with no suspicions, thought, or things that'll get me thinking. No issues this time. Okay. Tim, it always amazes me how many girls let emotions get involved with the bar girls. They are working. It's a service they are providing. The thing is, though, Tim, it's a human factor, isn't it? We're all human. And, you know, I can't say anything about myself, but, you know, I've got friends and they don't go into a bar to meet bar girls, to fall in love. You know, they're going to have a good time. But these girls are very, very good at what they do. They're very likable. They're very lovable. Why do you think if I'm in a bar, I'll buy some drinks for them? Because I think, well, they're nice. You know, they're doing their job. I'll buy them a couple of drinks. I'm not going to take them out, but I'll buy them a couple of drinks. It's difficult, Tim. It's always easier to sort of judge and condemn, isn't it, than see the whole picture. I'm not having a go at you, but it's difficult. It is really difficult. Okay, Mr. Tom, thanks, Peter. I plan to fly to Bangkok and then Pattaya, then Phuket and Koh. You don't want to go Phuket now; it's underwater at the moment. Koh Penang. Do you think I can do that in 10 weeks? Oh yeah, easy, easy. Yeah, don't stay in Bangkok too long because you won't have any money left to do the rest of it. It's that expensive. Yeah, 10 weeks. You can do a lot more than that in 10 weeks. Depends how long you want to stay in each place, doesn't it? A week's enough for me. No, the problem with here is such a hard place to get out of, because it's cheap, everything's good. There's a lot of things around, the hotel's cheap. I'll do a review on here, like I said, but it's so hard to get out of it. But I need to get out of here because if I stay here for 3 months, I'll be a wreck, emotional wreck. Over 400 in. If you just joined us, good evening. Probably another 10 minutes now, nearly 2 hours. Errol Palmer. Wow, a bit of a tourist. Wow, a bit of a tourist snob. He could have taken the bus from for only a few hundred. Yeah, I know, I get it. Yeah, each to his own. I think I'm going to take the bus from here back to Bangkok when I go because I'm going with Andrew. We're leaving the same day, and yeah, why not? When I came out, my bag was huge because I've got all the sprays and medicines. But as I'm here, it's depleting, so it should be a bit smaller. Dutch Frank says deep under the cover investigation. They're clever. I got that as well. Okay. Thai food, Bayview restaurant on Beach Road. There's so many. If I said to you, okay, guys, put your favorite restaurants down, the chat would be like, there's just so many, isn't it? So don't, because I don't want to know. There's so many. Red Frangan, how you doing? Peter, set yourself a budget of 250 to 300 a week. Every Monday, this will dictate how many times a week you go drinking or find other activities that are free if you wait until. Yeah, I mean, that's a great plan, Red Frank, but the problem is I'm not that sort of person. I'm quite good at saving money in other ways. So I won't, a lot of people do that. I won't save a budget and say, right, I'm going to spend 300 a day. Is it a week? Sorry, not a day, a week. What I'll do, I'll tend to go out and have a blowout and I'll buy a load of ladies' drinks. I'll come back and think, shit, I've spent 4,000 baht tonight, right? £100. But then what will happen is the next couple of nights I'll have a quiet one. I'll go and have a really nice meal. I'll come back. I might have a couple of beers next door, something like that. And I'll come back at 10:30 and watch Netflix and watch a good movie. I like doing that. So we all do it different, don't we? Thailand Clucker, right? I haven't seen you. Have I seen you, Peter? Are you into sushi? There are some fine Japanese restaurants in Pattaya. Frankly, Thailand Clucker, no, I'm not. I mean, what it is, my wife's that I'm still with, she's from South Korea, and the food and the culture and everything, Japan and South Korea, it's so similar. I can eat sushi. I don't dislike it. My wife has it a lot. She makes it. It's very interesting how they make sushi, right? What they do, they have like this, it's like a mat, almost like straw. I don't know how to describe it. Like a straw mat that you can roll up. And then what she does, she puts the rice and puts all the fillings and they roll it and it comes out with a seaweed, a big long thing. Then she chops it up. It's not bad. Sometimes I think, yeah, I have some sushi, but I wouldn't go to a sushi restaurant. No, my weakness is Indian food. I'll be honest with you. My number one up there is Indian food. A nice, good, spicy madras, naan bread and some rice. Yeah, can't beat it. And I like Thai food as well. Thailand fam. Thanks for the super stream. Thanks for doing the stream, Peter. A few more for the 7-Eleven. Cheers, guys. Thank you. I think it's working out okay, this stream at this time, is it? I said last week that I was planning to get up, but in December I was really dedicated and I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I went on the stream at 4 a.m. with a cup of coffee just to get that 9-10 o'clock spot that I normally do in the UK. I couldn't do it. I tried to do it. I was out on the beer and I just couldn't do it. And I thought, right, well, I don't want to abandon the UK crowd, but then also I didn't want to step on the toes of some other people in Beach Road who do it early. Another YouTuber who does it early Sunday morning. Then there's some others do it in the afternoon. So I thought, well, I'll wait till they're finished all their streams. I'll do mine at midnight. And after I've done it, it's 2 o'clock. It's 10 to 2 in the morning here now. So it's fine. I don't have to get up in the morning. But I'm going to fall into that cycle of waking up at lunchtime again. But I think it's working out. So what I think my plan is now on the live streams, I don't know what the quality's been like tonight, guys, because I don't have a secondary TV. It'd be nice to know. When I watched it last week, it wasn't bad. There was the odd time my voice wasn't lost, but sometimes the picture froze. I want to work on getting the sound just right. I want to work on faster speeds, and I want to get a few more competitions. And I think this sort of time for everyone is not too bad. I mean, we've got over 400 in now, so I think it's not too bad. Right. Okay. Is it Ronin is a great sushi restaurant, but expensive? Yeah, that you've got to be careful here because some of the really good restaurants are very expensive. Oh, thanks for letting me know, Mark. You said the quality's been perfect. Do you know what? It's amazing. I'm going through the internet, not through the hotel, from a mobile phone. I bought a SIM package at the airport. It's 5G, right? I checked the speed before I came on. On my mobile phone, I've got the same speed that comes from my my modem in the UK, with the cable going straight into the back of the PC. It's amazing, isn't it? The only thing I don't like is I can't do a green screen. Look, because I haven't got a green screen, I can put a picture in, but it goes crappy. Look, if I put one in, let me put the vampire girl up. Let's see if that goes up there. You see like my head, it goes a funny shape. Like, it's not quite right without the green screen, is it? Leave it there for a minute. Why not? What did you think about the car, Alan G? I did a live stream a while ago, and I was comparing the bar girls to like renting a car, and someone said, "Well, there's limited people who watch the stream. You should put it out as a little video." I got some good feedback on it, actually. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, Dem. I haven't tried it. I found it. I might go this week, actually. But the thing is, when I eat Indian food, I don't like to eat it at night because it's so heavy and so filling and because it's so delicious, I can't stop eating it. I come out with a goat like a billy goat. So I don't know what time they open. If they open about sort of 4 o'clock or they're open all day, I might go about 3:34 and have a real good meal. And then in the evening, just have something light. Yeah, I know they're good. That's why I use them, Matherin. But the thing is, without a green screen, I think you can you see it's going like it's gone quivery at the edges. What the green screen does, look. Can you see this? What's going on here? Let me get rid of you for a second. Look, I mean, I know it's not the end of the world, but it's kind of, the green screen gives you that definition. But when you, yeah, look, it's gone a bit weird. There you go. Right. I haven't been. The only thing I've been warming up, well, I haven't. I've been cooling them down. Is the Leos. Right, geezers. What are you going to say now? It was a good stream about hiring the car. I mean, it was a true analogy, wasn't it? It's a bit hardcore, but it is like that. You know, guys think, "Oh, I'll go back and see her in 6 months, and she won't be working." Okay, Matthew, thank you. Not that bad. It's really weird doing a live stream from here, though, because, you know, I'm in a hotel room and it's 10 to 2 in the morning. And if, you know, Thai people sleep early, and they do have Thais staying here, I think the room next door is empty. And I never got any complaints last week, and I haven't had any complaints this week. The last time I did this in December, the picture quality from this is really crap. So I've actually bought my camera from home. Let me just show you what it's like. This is I'm going to change now from this camera over to the laptop camera. Watch this. Hang on, I'll disappear for a minute. Oh, hang on, there we are. Right, you can see me. That's from the laptop camera. It's awful, isn't it? The picture's okay because that's not. Let me get rid of that for a second, just so you can see. Look, that's what I would look like if I used a laptop camera. Isn't it crap? So let's go back. I might disappear for a second here. I'm going to go back to the other camera. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. So this is actually the camera I brought out from the UK, the one that I use for my live streams. It's just so much better quality. And the thing is, with a laptop, you're always looking down like this, aren't you? Thailand Clucker, have you been to Udon Thani? I have, and I've been to Udon Ratchathani. One thing, if you've never been to Udon Thani, here's quite an interesting fact. If you're into if you're into little facts, if you go anywhere in Thailand, the roads are a kind of a specific width. If you go to Udon Thani, you'll notice certain roads in the city are so wide. You think this is enormous. You know, why is this road so wide? And it's hard to work out. This is a question I asked myself when I went up there. You'll go down a normal street. I mean, it's not a huge place. You go down the street and the roads are like 4 times as wide than anywhere else. And I did a bit of research because it picks up my brain if I don't know. And what it was, the Americans built the roads and used them as emergency. They didn't use them, but they had them on standby as emergency runways. So they had air bases in Thailand, and they also had backup bases in case they got bombed. And what they did in Udon Thani, they built the roads, but they widened them out. And in an emergency, that they couldn't, you know, those huge, I forget the aircraft, but they used to bomb the big black one with about 6 engines on it. They need a lot of runway to land, right? And that's what they did, is the Americans widened the roads in Udon Thani, because I believe they did have an American base in Udon Thani as well. I'm sure they did. And what they did, they widened the road. So if the base got kind of destroyed, and these planes are up there, they could come and land on the roads. And if you ever go to Udon Thani, have a look at the roads and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so Agent says excellent stream quality. That's great. It's amazing that it's coming through a mobile phone. Right, let me just have a look. Somebody sent me 99 pence. I'll say thank you for that. Hard Tulip, thank you very much for your super sticker. Super sticker, it all counts. Bernie, I was relieved on the Jomp Team video to see that the visuals were sped up by 300%. A lady drink at a go off Walker Street called Shark cost 200. Yeah, okay. A good Thai restaurant is it J Diang on Second Road? Yeah, the thing is, you know, when you get over to that side of town, anywhere on the beach road, it is expensive. I mean, even for patio. I was on the beach the other day and I didn't want any, I'd had lunch, I didn't want dinner. I thought I'd have dinner later, but I was really enjoying myself sitting on a deck chair. I don't know if they're called that everywhere in the world, but in England they're called a deck chair, you know, those casual chairs. And I was a bit peckish. I thought, I'll have a plate of chips, plate of French fries, 180 baht. Well, that's £4 for a plate. And they weren't that big, small plate. That place over there, the beach roadside, is really expensive compared to here. Right. Peter Cross, when will Sheila appear again? I would sit naked on broken glass, blindfolded and handcuffed just to listen to her silky voice. Do you know, she was texting me when I first came out here and I haven't heard from her for a week because I'm supposed to meet her. And funny enough, I was talking to the German guy I met today. He said, oh yeah, I really enjoyed Sheila on the stream. She's very intelligent, sounded great. And yeah, he enjoyed it. But I don't know, she's coming out here in December to meet her girlfriend, what's her name, Mint. And they'd never been to a go-go bar and they wanted somebody to take them. And I said, all right, I'll take you. And yeah, so I might drop her a text tomorrow, actually, just see how she's doing. I've put that out there because I can't pronounce that name, but thank you for the super sticker. Very kind of you. Thank you. And also Nick Reels. Another super sticker there. Thank you, mate. Javier, late to the party, but welcome. Greetings, Peter. Sorry I'm late today. I hope you're having a great stream. I think it's been okay, Javier. I'm going to keep going just for about 5 more minutes because I'm getting tired now. But I'm really happy nothing's gone wrong technically. Guys, when I come in next Sunday, if there's anything you really want to know, let me know and I'll talk about it here, okay? It's really... When the stream starts, there's a lot to talk about, but it really gets difficult later on after the first hour because what happens is people are talking to each other and I'm going through the comments and I just can't read them out because somebody's saying, yeah, I'll see you there next time, or, yeah, I paid this for, and it doesn't make any sense for me to read out the comments. So, you know, right. Right, Thailand Clucker again. There's a sports bar in Udon, which is very popular in the Farang Street. Good food as well. Can't think of the name. It doesn't matter where you go now. There's a lot of Farang places, bars and stuff, isn't it? Even in Khon Kaen, when I was there all them years ago in 96, when we opened the Portman Hotel, which was the Sofitel, there were a load of bar areas there. Randy, how you doing? You're late as well. Thanks for doing these at the time we can see in the UK. In the US, yeah, I know it's a better time for you, isn't it? Well, I don't know if you probably just joined us, Randy, but I was saying earlier, it's kind of working out well that the time, because in the UK on a Sunday, people go shopping, they do their lawns, they do all their jobs, but by sort of 6 o'clock, especially the single guys, they've done everything. They settle back with a drink. And I mean, even Damon, I know he's very busy on a Sunday. He lives on his own. He does his washing and his cleaning, goes to Marks and Spencer's, gets his car clean. And by the time it gets to sort of 4:30, 5 o'clock, he's done and dusted. So this is perfect for him. And I dare say he'll go and have his dinner. And there he is, talk of the devil, the handsome man. Peter, have you tried out any foot massage? I can't, Damon, I can't. I'm so sensitive. If you touch my feet, I'll jump through the roof. And when I have massages, I have to give strict instructions: do not touch my feet, because I've kung fu massage girls before because I'm so sensitive. If I was a prisoner of war and they started pulling out my fingernails, I could probably hold on to the information for at least a few hours until I was in, had no fingernails, or they started beating me. I could take it. If they took, some girl with long fingers, took my socks off and started doing that on the bottom of my feet, they'd get every bit of information they wanted, because I couldn't hold out, honestly. Okay, Frost will be in Pattaya 15th of November onwards. Yeah, a lot of people coming out now. A lot of people. Right, Marvin Northouse. Peter, the dark side is quiet to live in for the next 2 months. Yeah, I just don't want to stay in Pattaya, Marvin. There's a few reasons. One, there's so many YouTube guys down here. You don't need another one down here, right? I know if I go to somewhere like Hua Hin or Chatham and I do the filming, I will do filming on a motorbike because you can just get around. So in Hua Hin, for instance, it might not be for everybody. What I'll do, I'll go out in the daytime and I'll say, right, this is the main area. Here are the bar areas. Here is the night restaurant. Here is, you know, and some hotel reviews, because that's interesting. Somebody who's not been to Hua Hin might want to know all that sort of stuff. But I just don't want to stay in Pattaya because, one, I just think it can get the better of you if you're not careful. You know, it's a wild city. You can, you know, you can lose it here. Basically, I've seen a lot of guys do it, and it just doesn't appeal to me. You know, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I was going to live here. Like I keep saying, I'd live in Jomtien because there is an air of normality over there. But here, it's a madhouse of everything, which isn't a bad thing if you come on holiday. But if you live here now, you see some strange expats around here as well. Some very, very strange guys. You really do. Is it expensive to get a Thai girl to come to America? Well, I assume you're talking about like the sort of visas and all the rest of it. It's not, from what I know, it's not the expense. It's more the difficulty of the paperwork and her having to, you know, pass certain tests and things like that. It's not something really I can answer. It's not something I'm a specialist at, but I know it's not easy, not only America, anywhere. I was very lucky when I took my Korean wife to the UK. It was very laid back compared to now. You know, I mean, she had to swear allegiance to the Queen, take a little test, and it was easy. And it cost me £300 to get her an English passport. She's English now, right? She's entitled to all the benefits, everything. If she ever pension, the lot. But nowadays, it's so hard to bring a girl back to the UK. You know, you have to jump through a lot of hoops, and sometimes they're not approved. Bamboo says, if I can get his comment up there, hang on. Now that's really weird. Why is, right, that's Steve. I don't know if the laptop's getting hot, but I can't get any comments to go up there. Hang on, let's have a look. I might have to read this out. That's really weird. It must be, right, I'll read it out. Bamboo, I think we can also stream you. I knew it was too good to be true. Are you still there, guys? Right, I'll have another go at this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Slight glitch in the system. Right. Remember, most hotels have crap Wi-Fi, so always good to have a phone internet backup. Yeah, and I was going to answer that question, and I just forgot it. Where was that? Let's have a look. Yeah, I've lost it now. I've lost it. It just, I don't know. It froze. It froze. Web to ride. Almost impossible to get. Oh, you were talking about the GoPro. I'll get into this one in a minute. Hang on. Yeah, somebody said, why don't you use a GoPro to do live streams? The problem with the live streams, they get extremely hot and they have limited battery time. You know, the GoPros are great if you're out on a motorbike or you're doing some action sport, but they have got their limitations that I don't like. I use a Samsung S22 Plus for my recording, stories, you know, that sort of thing. And before that, I used a Samsung S10 Plus. And the camera quality is absolutely amazing for a telephone. It's fantastic. Now, the GoPro's great because it's got stabilization. It's got 4K. It's small and discreet. You can strap it on your chest. It's brilliant. But it's got its limitations. One thing I hate about the GoPro is if you record something with a camera, I could be walking down Sukhumvit filming, and I think, right, I don't want to film now. I want to cross the bridge and start filming on the other side of the road. So I can pause the filming. I haven't stopped it. I've just paused it. Cross the bridge, get on the other side, start walking again, and just press play, and that will come as one continuous video. You can't do that with a GoPro. You have to keep stopping and starting and stopping and starting. You can end up with a segment of 20 videos, and you think, oh, is that wit? And it doesn't always download them in order, so you've got to kind of play about with them. The other thing is the GoPro doesn't seem to work great at night. The battery is limited. You've got about an hour on a GoPro, and if I just sat, I've been going for 2 hours now. If I just sat here like this with a GoPro, it'd get red hot. They get really, really hot. I'm happy with what I'm doing now. I use the GoPro for action outside on the motorbike and stuff, and I use my phone for stories and that sort of thing. And I use a Nexi Go camera for the live streams. It cost me about £50. It's not expensive, but I think it's fairly good quality. I'll put that up again there. So you said, remember, most hotels have crap Wi-Fi. Always good to have phone internet. the thing is, like for instance here, the quality of the Wi-Fi is pretty good, but it's not stable. So if you're just doing emails and you're checking your website or whatever, and you're on the hotel website, it's good enough. You can work. It'll go quiet for a couple of seconds. You think, look at the ceiling, and it'll start again. But when you're doing a live stream, 2 hours I've been going now. I need a constant stream of good quality internet, and you don't get that on most of the hotel. Because what they do, they have one internet system. It's shared between 200 rooms, isn't it? Let's have a look. Right, well, there's an idea. Peter, will you interview Andrew Hammond for your channel? One troll was saying it was a made-up name. Why would I make up a name? Why would that is so crappy. When you say made up name, well, I've made up a character called Andrew Hammond. No, he is a real person, because he was pissed last night and I had to take him home at 9 o'clock. I was scared he was going to get knocked down by a scooter. All right, I will. Yeah, I'll do an interview with him. I'll tell you why, because he's got his own YouTube channel. He's just started off. It's called Andrew's Real World. But what's different about his channel is when he goes off and does interviews, he does a lot of walking. He goes down back streets. So he'll walk along Buakhao, but he won't stay on Buakhao. I mean, something happened with his trainer the other day. Now, me, I would have thrown them away and bought another pair, but he got them repaired for like 20 baht. He finds all these tucked away places. He eats where the Thais eat and all that. So he's a real sort of backpacker type. But I'll interview him, and he's had a very interesting life. He's got 2 books out. He wrote my book. I certainly didn't invent his name, and he's not a fictitious character. And I'll talk to him about that. He'll laugh when I tell him that tomorrow. Who said that? I mean, that can't be true, surely. That's my book there, Thailand Bound Stories, Real Tales of Love and Losses, Land of Smiles. He actually did that for me. That's funny. It's like the comments that were left on somebody's stream in the week. I'm not going to name the YouTuber, because like I said, I'm not mentioning any other YouTubers, and I'm going to keep myself to myself. I'm a 60+ man. I don't want to get involved in any backbiting, bitching, his school ground activities. Okay, I am my own man. I do what I do. I don't want to involve anybody else. I don't want to really mention any other YouTubers. But somebody said on somebody's popular stream the other night, said, "Oh, Peter's in Thailand. We haven't heard anything. Does hardly any uploads." I thought, I've been here 2 weeks. I've done 10 uploads and 2 live streams. How much more can I give? Steve K says, Nick Reeks, I go visit her back in Thailand in a couple of months, and I marry her then in Thailand for the CRV. Okay, so there's some chat going on that I've purposely missed in between you talking to each other. Somebody said, how easy or hard is it to get a girl to America? And it's brought other people in with experience. You can go and look at the chat. I don't really want to develop it here, because it's, we haven't got time. Who is a handsome man on the cover of your book? He's just another sucker who's lost all his money, like Dave from the Nat and Dave. Right. Yeah, I don't know who you're talking there, Dutch Frank. It wasn't me who said that. Yeah, Michael, you're there in December. I'll be here in December, but I doubt I'll be in Pattaya. I've got to come back to collect my passport. So she said 2 weeks. I'm not going to stay here another 2 weeks. It'll do my head in. I'm going to go on Sunday. I think I'm going to take the bus to Bangkok next Sunday. I'll stay 1 night in Bangkok, 2 nights maximum. Then I want to take the train to Hua Hin. I want to stay in Hua Hin for at least 3 days to 5 days. And do some good motorcycle tours, but I don't mean like the ones I've been doing where I'm in and out of traffic. I mean, I've got one more motorcycle ride going up this week. But what I've done, some of the feedback, people said, look, you should do some commentary. So I've brought it back and edited it, but I've talked over it and said, well, here's it, this and that, and all the rest of it. Right, okay, I think we're there, guys. Okay, look, I'm going to say thank you to the moderators, of course, Damon and Franco. Thank you very much for being in the background there, guys, even though Franco's not really around too much. Thank you to everybody who gave me a super chat. I hope you've enjoyed this stream. It's quite difficult in a hotel room, but I'm going to try and improve as the weeks go on, bring back the competitions. Of course, the problem is if I'm in Thailand making competitions, I've got to sit in the room and do them, but I don't mind. It's all good fun, isn't it? Yeah, well, what I'll do, I'll come back next time. Next Sunday will be 6 o'clock again, but the problem is the clocks go back or forward. Is it back or forward? I can't remember in the UK. So if I can't do 1 o'clock in the morning. It's too late, right? Because it'll go on until 3, 4 in the morning. So when the clocks go back or forward, whatever it is, the streams are going to be 5 p.m. in the UK time, because that will just be an extra hour, wouldn't it? But yeah, look, to everybody who's been here tonight, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget that visa video. I'm going to put it up tomorrow. It's very, very interesting. And yeah, I'll see you here on Sunday. And if you see me out on the street, say hello. We'll have a beer together. And yeah, what else can I say? Good night. Thank you.